My name is Aidan, also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You did not say that you were going to take my baby out of her vent and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know
you do. People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never going to stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I don't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. Woo! It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom! What's up, turtle people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Aidan Kearney. My pen name is Clarence Woods Emerson. You can follow me on Facebook on that account. Go ahead and give us a little follow there. It's old school turtle riders. Call me Uncle Turtleboy. I prefer doctor because if Jill Biden's doctor, then so am I. I actually like the ring of that. So just, I like doctor. It's my Twitter handle at Dr. Turtleboy, DOCTOR Turtleboy. Some people call me daddy. You can call me daddy if you want. It's not a requirement. Just don't throw me in jail if you do. But yeah, you can call me whatever you want. I don't really care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. That's all I ask. And smash that subscribe button. Give us a big thumbs up. Tell your friends. Let the community know. This is where the only real news takes place, particularly when it comes to the Karen Reed trial, which is going to be the hot topic for like the next 2 months. And let's face it, probably longer than that. So we'll see. But anyway, yeah, give us a big thumbs up on that. Hook it up. Other than that, yeah, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. What was I going to say? I had a big day today. We're going to get to a lot of that today. If you guys like the program and you want to donate to it, you can't do super chat because we had the wrong opinions about the vaccine mandate a couple years ago, and you can't give us your money on here now, which is fine because they took like 30 or 40% anyway. Now we got it so that they don't take shit. We made our own platform. It's called Turtle Chat. If you click at the link at the top, you can donate whatever amount of money you want. When you do that, I'll get an email notification, and then I'll read your message out loud to the class. You can also go ahead and you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. You can do it right on there. We're getting a couple in right now. So let me just read. Hold on. Let me pull up my turtle chats here first. Where's it? Where'd it go? Give me one sec. Oh, we got a couple turtle chats coming in here. I know we got a couple cash apps. Let me pull the cash apps up. Donos. All right. All right. What do we got here so far? First one is from Jane. Sends $10. And her message is Mello is a disgrace. No argument there. He was in rare Mello form today, wasn't he, ladies and gentlemen? He really was. He's something special, that guy. Next up, we got Jennifer sends $25 and says, keep going. Bring them all down. That's the plan. That's the plan, Jennifer. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I swear to God. If you ever worried that it's not gonna go down, it's gonna happen. Trust me. Their days are numbered. Trust me. The notorious NIP sends $5 and says, Plevin has nips. You ever milk those puppies? Hashtag no Diddy. Okay. Yes, he does. Jim Ferris Bueller sends $5 and says, who did you get those nips from? Your mom or your dad? You can't even see the nips. You're just talking about. Thank you, Jim Ferris Bueller. Kerry said $20 earlier and said, sending love and prayers. Good luck. So that's the Cash App. Do we got any turtle chats here? Got a couple turtle chats here. First one is from Little Irish Girl. She sends $10 and says, fuck YouTube and JLR. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a little bit. Mike sends $10 and says, Ken Mello sucks donkey ass. Okay. Again, if you send a message and you pay for it, I will read it no matter what it says. So there's that. You can say whatever you want. Just put money in the machine and I'll read it. So, okay. All right. So let's talk about, if anyone else wants to donate, by the way, again, the link is at the top for Turtle Chat. We got another one here from Kramer, sends $10 and says, will the trial be live streamed? If so, how do we access it? Oh, it'll absolutely be live streamed. Court TV is going to have a camera in there. It's like a pool camera, so other stations can use it if they want. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And we won't miss a minute. Now, me, I have, will I be able to attend the trial? We'll find out. We'll find out on Friday, won't we? It all depends. There's an individual out there of no particular significance as of a couple months ago, who just decided to make herself part of the story, and has an order on me because she lied about being pushed into a couch, and lied about a lot of things, lied about, being pregnant and a whole other shit that we don't need to get into right now. But she's just a liar. But she got an order. She got a piece of paper, which I thought was a blessing because I was like, finally free. Can't go anywhere near this person. Great. Awesome news. But as it turns out, she likes to use it as a weapon. So she showed up at my court, at Karen Reed's court date on February 26th and evicted me with it and just walked in and said, now I have to leave. So I would like to do my job. I'd like to keep going to these court dates. So we are filing a motion to vacate the order because she's not really in fear. She's just making it up. She's just a liar. She just likes to have orders on men. She's got them on 4 other men. So we are trying to get this order vacated so that she can't just show up and kick me out. So we'll see how that goes. I think we got a pretty strong argument for court on Friday. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll see. But we got to give it a shot because this is my workplace. This is my job. We got to try. Okay. That'll be, again, that's Friday at 9 a.m. in Dedham District Court. It's open to the public. Anyone who would like to can attend. But yeah, I will be there. I had court today in Dedham as well at Superior Court. We're going to talk about that. Tomorrow, Krusty Panties is being arraigned in Leominster District Court, witness intimidation charges. So I'll be stopping by there as I am the victim in that case. And on top of that, Karen Reed case goes tomorrow. Karen Reed, they need to pick one more juror. They're up to 19 jurors. They said they only needed 16, and then they got 7. They got 7 on Monday. But apparently that wasn't enough. So, you know, 19, they said they only needed 16, and now they're up to 19. Yeah, Rumble is not on. It didn't work for some reason tonight. Sorry about the Rumble thing. I don't know why it didn't work, but we got a lot of peeps on here. We got a good crowd tonight. We got 2,500 already on YouTube streaming in, another 1,200 over on the Twitter machine. But yeah, so yeah, there's what is it? Yeah, so I'll be in for her arraignment tomorrow. She's being charged with felony witness intimidation. So that's good. Maybe she'll get indicted like I was. I don't understand the indictment thing. Like, I still don't understand exactly what that means. I know it's like a more serious court, the years that you can get or higher or whatever, but like, why, like what made, I still don't understand what made mine like a superior court thing. Like, because I have a YouTube show. I don't get it. Like, why isn't hers in superior court? Why isn't she being indicted? Maybe she will be. Maybe she will be. It's at 9. So I'm going to be in a lemon serve for 9 for her arraignment tomorrow. And again, the Karen Reed case goes tomorrow. They're going to pick one more juror and they'll get to 20. And then they'll go on Monday. Now here's a story. I found this out on good authority. A lawyer contacted me today. Her spouse is a court officer in Norfolk County. And I know as a fact now, this is a suspicion before, but I know as a fact now that today's Karen Reed jury impanelment hearing was canceled because of yours truly. They literally canceled. They didn't want to have Karen Reed's thing going on at the same time as my thing. They didn't want to have it. It's too much in one place. So they actually postponed it today. They postponed it one day to Wednesday, and then they're going to pick a jury, and then they're going to wait till Monday to do opening statements. That's interesting. So that kind of works out well for me because now we have the hearing on Friday where we get to decide, am I going to be able to go to this? I hope Judge Pomerol, who I find to be very fair last time, continues his fair streak. And I like the judge today. I don't know what you guys thought. I liked him. I like Squires Lee. I like some of these judges. I don't like Krupp. Not a Krupp guy. Definitely not a Canoni guy, Auntie Bev, and definitely not a McCollum guy. That guy sucks. But yeah, we're in the new courtroom today. The new courtroom. Couple cash apps before we get started here. One more thing. Andrea sends $10 and says, "How did you come up with Turtle Boy?" Oh, you don't know about that? People ask me this all the time, and I'm assuming you're a newbie, and that's fine. So I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts, and there's a funny statue in downtown Worcester called the Turtle Boy statue. It is a boy riding a turtle, right? But as you can see, he looks like he's fucking it, and it's just funny. Just a funny statue and it's just like, it's like kind of what Worcester's known for, the Turtle Boy statue. So there's that. It's a good question. So thank you there for that, Dono. Next up, we have Christine sends $5 and says, "I want to interview you about the Karen Reed trial." Okay. Sounds good, Christine. Thank you. Keith sends $25 and says, "C-Dab from Westford. F that clown boy JLR." Yeah, we could talk about him in a bit for sure. But not too much because we don't want to give a guy like that too much attention. Let me just a couple more turtle chats to read here before we get started. Ken Mello's oxygen tank. Did you guys see the Mello thing? Did you see this today? Can we just talk about this for one moment? I made it my profile picture. Oh my, this is how he showed up to court on Zoom today. Again. Like, come on, dude. This is how he showed up on Zoom court. Just reading the comments. You guys are funny. Goes, Your Honor, he made me his profile picture. It's witness intimidation. It's gonna bring the whole internet to court. Good fuck. Oh my gosh. He sounded like he was unable to locate his top teeth today. Oh. Dude, how is this guy real? Like, how did they make this guy my prosecutor? Stop it. You people. All right. You guys crack me up. But anyway, Ken Mello. Oh, so thank you for that, Dono. Ken Mello's oxygen tank says, I don't even have one. Psych. Okay. Jack sends $10 and says, autopsy photos done, over. Completely agree. Lisa sends $10 and says, your professionalism on the courthouse steps was admirable. Free Karen Reed, your favorite librarian. Oh yes, my favorite Dedham librarian. I mean, you got to be honest. I kept my composure pretty well there. No, in the face of unparalleled distractions today. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know who this guy was. I'm like, who's this? I thought I knew all my hecklers. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm pretty well versed in my enemies. And I'm like, who's this enemy? I have a new enemy. I don't even know who this person is. Thank you, Lisa. Jared sends $5. Says, how did this case go to trial? Good question. Because Auntie Bev, the feds said it shouldn't. Well, it's not up to the feds. Are they looking for the Commonwealth to dig themselves a deeper hole? That's what I told the Telegram today when they interviewed me. That's what I believe. So thank you, Jared. Tommy sends $5. Says, JLR wants to apologize. He was just pissed off that you aren't on Grindr. Oh, I'm sorry. He loves to play hungry asshole. Well, to each their own. Thank you. Shelly sends $25. Says, keep fighting for the truth. Your coverage has been amazing. Next up is the corrupt happenings in the Wachusett School District. Oh, not too corrupt because that's where my kids go to school. So, all right, cool. Frank K sends $5 and says, we are rooting for you, kid. So thank you very much. Again, if anyone else wants to donate, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $sign Uncle Turtleboy. So I'm going to have the glare coming on in a little bit. Before we do that, I just want to preface, because he's like the expert on this guy who was there today. I don't know anything about this dude. So he's going to fill me in with some shit. But let me just show you a news clip from today about the coverage of what happened. All right. I haven't seen this yet. It's my first time watching.
Off for the Karen Reed murder trial, with jury selection set to resume tomorrow. But the controversial blogger known as Turtleboy faced a judge this afternoon for his alleged interference in the case.
Faced a judge.
Thanks for being with us, everyone. I'm JC Monahan.
And I'm Laura Melinda. So our Kirsten Glavin is live for us at Norfolk Superior Court with more details on what happened. Kirsten,
she was really nice.
Well, Kearney and his attorney made the case today that the Commonwealth is intentionally withholding documents to try and slow this whole process down. Now, the judge ultimately did give the state a deadline to try and get everything together. A walk up to Norfolk Superior Court in Dedham met with fireworks.
Shame on you,
A self-proclaimed YouTuber from
God, he made
insulting and accusing the blogger known as Turtleboy of witness intimidation in the Karen Reed murder case.
You're going to prison. Shame on you for what you did. What's your name?
Aidan Kearney, a social media guru, responding with a Facebook Live battle.
Are those Walmart brands?
Kearney back in court Tuesday for a pretrial hearing. He was indicted back in December, pleading not guilty on charges of intimidating and harassing witnesses.
And that's all I have, Your Honor, is a big load of junk.
In court, his attorney arguing the state has intentionally withheld documents from them, causing a delay in discovery. Special prosecutor Kenneth Mello appearing virtually due to health issues, but denying that claim.
I take some offense to the allegation that we're attempting to delay this. That's certainly not a marching order I've ever received.
Kearney leaving frustrated.
This is intentional. They are trying to delay this as long as possible so they can keep me on bail, so they can try to jam me up on something again. That's the whole purpose of this.
Never seen this in 30 years. We're waiting for our grand jury minutes, and I happen to look at the discovery notices from the Karen Reed case, and I see that my grand jury minutes that should be in my file cabinet, which are nowhere to be found, are already given to the Karen Reed defense team in that case. So how does that happen?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Now, a judge did order that a lot of those missing documents be filed by May 8th, with both parties due back in court on May 23rd.
All right. So, yeah. So I hate even giving this guy attention because it's clearly what he wants. And I'm sure Will say I'm probably making a mistake by doing this. But I just got to recreate my day here. Just show a couple quick videos about what I was greeted by when I came to court. So I'm walking in. I come back from the center of town. I'm walking towards court like I always do. And before I can even cross the street, I see some dude coming up to me with a camera. And I'm like, who's this? I never, like, I know my hecklers. And he's like, Aidan, Turtleboy. And I'm like, yep. And then he just starts going off about, you're going to prison. And it's like, yeah, I'm really not. But okay, if you say so, pal, whoever you are. So I just decided to take my camera out and I started filming too. So this is what I saw. If you guys didn't see this from my perspective about what happened.
We're down here. We're at the courthouse. We got somebody here, a friend. I have a fan here.
I do know my hecklers.
Who is this guy? Who are you? Who is? What does this pass say? What does this pass say? He's so angry. He's so mad. He knows. He's talking about my mom.
He kept saying my mom. Keith.
So rude.
My dad, Keith. My dad's not named Keith.
Who is this guy? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Wait till you find out what Jen McCabe did to the O'Keefe family. Wait till you find out what she did. It's a lot worse.
It's true.
It's a lot worse.
It's true.
It's a lot worse. This guy is so mad. Look at him. Who is this guy?
Jonathan Lee. I think it's the glamour.
Is that Dolly?
No.
Is that Dolly Vision?
I thought that was Dolly Vision.
Okay, I don't know who this guy is. Who is this guy? He's so mad. He's so mad. Anyway, I guess I got
my entourage just doesn't.
What's up, people? We're down here at Norfolk Superior Court. I guess it's a glare troll. I don't know who the guy is.
Jonathan Lee Richards.
He thinks my dad's name is Keith, though. He keeps saying, well, how's your mom doing? Fine, I guess. How's your dad Keith doing? I'm like, don't live in a trailer park. Don't know what that's like to have a dad named Keith. But, you know.
Sorry, Keith.
Cheeseburgers now.
I thought that was Dolly Vision.
No, it's Richard.
How many mentally incapacitated fans trolls does he have? This guy's so mad. He's so mad. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. What brand are those shoes, sir?
What brand are these?
Look at those shoes. Look at this. What brand are those? What brand are those? Are those Walmart brands?
So poor.
Where do you even get that?
He's so poor.
Oh my gosh.
He's so poor.
He's so mad. He's so mad. I think so, yeah. That's intimidating a witness. Leave me alone. You're intimidating a witness. I'm a witness in a whole bunch of shit. A whole bunch of stuff.
I don't know.
Whole bunch of
I've
stuff.
legit never seen that brand of shoes. I don't know what brand that was.
He sexually harassed her.
Oh, he did? Oh, crap.
He's intimidating a witness, sir. He's intimidating me.
Intimidating a
I'm a witness.
I am a witness.
I'm a witness. I'm emotionally harmed.
I am.
I'm emotionally harmed. Okay? Emotional harm.
That counts. That counts.
Hey, he's so mad. What did he say?
He's on his way to your mother's
You're at my
house.
mama's house.
Yeah, he kept saying he's going to my mom's house.
How rude.
I got a picture of it. I zoomed in. It's
Can we go
Okay.
there?
Investigates 192,000 subscribers. That's not bad. What's his problem?
I have no idea.
Apparently offended them so much. All right, I care about the O'Keefe family. I do. I want them to get justice. It's sad what's happening to them.
Agreed.
It's really sad that they show up to court hearings with the people who killed John.
A little awkward.
But maybe that's going to change with Mr. O'Keefe. He seems to be the smart one in the family. So
Maybe.
we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
McCabe's airline.
Holy cow.
Flying these people out there.
Goodness gravy. But yeah, I guess that guy's name is JLR. I don't know who he is. I don't know. I guess he's a YouTube person.
He's in
I don't know.
the intro for the Clara.
Oh, but he's doing an interview.
To know who he is, I'm like,
He's being interviewed by NBC.
I don't even know who you are.
Oh wait, so the media is interested. See, isn't that not indicative? Is that not indicative of everything wrong with the media right now? Though they're like, let's go interview this lunatic. Let's go interview this lunatic and give him airtime.
We're gonna find out in a minute.
Whatever, you know. What a loser! Loser!
He is.
Loser! All my fans. Oh, a bunch of stadies just pulled up. Hey, screw. We got a line out here already. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. Yeah, that guy was so mad. But yeah. Who is that guy?
Did he come back?
He's a subscriber, or maybe he is. I don't know.
I thought he was a subscriber.
Who is he?
I don't
know.
think he's in Turtle Club.
Is he a McAlbert? Is he a plant? I don't know. But just to be clear, he asked me, like, how could you do this to the O'Keefe family? I haven't done anything to the O'Keefe family. Literally nothing. Like nothing happened. Walk around,
right.
just curious, interesting. Is that a real?
I don't think he comes.
Filing. All
right.
So we'll see.
So,
but anyway, guys.
So there's that, and then one other. So he's there when I came outside after court, and he follows me to my car. Okay. Now he's like afraid of the police because, as we're gonna see, he's like he's a real piece of shit. Like he's been to jail, federal prison for 10 years for ripping off little old ladies. He had this whole phishing scam. He stole over $1.4 million from people, went to federal prison for it. No joke. And then gets out and he's just as bad. He's just like a complete degenerate who wants attention. So I guess he's getting kind of what he wants. But I think he showed up thinking I was going to be like rattled. Like you could rattle me. Like, dude, you can't rattle me. Like, come on, just watch a couple of my shows, dude. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm the other guy. I'm the guy you can't rattle. Like, stop it, dude. Just give up. So let me show you here what happened on our way out.
You're going to prison, Turtle. An army coming.
Oh,
yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. Don't touch my phone, lady. Don't. You're going to prison,
Oh,
Turtle Boy.
we're probably
Turtle
not.
Boy, you're going to prison.
I don't know.
Shame
I don't
on
think
you
I
for
am.
what you did to the O'Keefe family. Turtle Boy.
We're fighting for
Shame
justice
on
for the
you
O'Keefe
what
family.
you did to the
Shame
O'Keefe
on Jennifer
family.
McCabe.
You're going to prison
Shame
for a
on
long
Jennifer
time.
McCabe for
You're
what
going
Watch
to
this,
prison
watch
for a long
this.
time. We're coming.
You've been to
We're
prison.
coming.
haven't you?
Who's
Yes,
he?
and you're going. You're
Prison
going.
boy.
You're going.
Prison
You're going to
boy.
prison.
Prison
You're gonna
boy. I got a little prison boy.
Look at he got
Look at him. Look at prison boy.
prison boy. Prison boy.
Prison boy.
You're going to prison.
boy.
You're going to
There he
prison,
is.
Aidan.
There he
You're
is.
going to prison.
Yeah, he's the new
boy.
Richie.
There he is.
Bubba
There
is
he
waiting
is.
for you. We're
There
going to
he
be here
is.
every
Prison
day at your
boy.
trial.
Who's
Aidan.
he?
is.
We're going to be here every day at
Prison
your
boy.
trial. Aidan. Don't push me.
Woo-hoo.
Don't push me. I'll press charges.
Oh, he's scared of a girl. He's scared of a girl. Oh, what a... he's so mad. He's so mad.
You're going to prison.
Oh, he's so
Shame on
mad.
you for what you did
He's
to
so
the
mad.
family. Shame
He's
on
so
you.
mad.
You're going to prison.
Prison
Oh,
boy.
it sounds spicy. I don't think I am. I don't think I am.
Shame on you for what you did.
Yeah.
He comes back.
Yeah.
He comes back.
Shame on you for what you did to the O'Keefe
Prison
family.
boy.
Aidan, shame on
Woo.
you for what you did to the O'Keefe family.
The O'Keefe?
You're going to prison.
Yeah, you should probably learn their name, buddy. It's actually O'Keefe.
I feel like I
O'Keefe.
did.
I don't know. I don't think he cares that much.
It works
I don't
both
think he
ways.
cares that much.
I was the one being protected.
Oh, he's coming to my house.
You see that?
Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Witnessing. No, I don't think he cares that much.
Listen.
I don't think he cares that much.
I'll see you at your house.
Oh, he's coming to my house. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Witness intimidation. Witness it. You know, it's witness intimidation.
Your mom's name is Mary Mullane.
Oh, no. He's going to my mom's house. He says he's going to my mom's house.
Yep.
You might want to pick up your pants there, pal.
Yeah. Aidan, you're going to prison.
Look at his pants.
You're
Look at
going
his
to
pants.
prison,
Look at
clown.
them. They all
Clown,
look like
you're
this.
going to prison,
I want you guys
clown.
to look at his shoes.
You are going to
Those are
prison,
Walmart
clown.
brand shoes.
You're going to
Those are
prison,
Walmart
clown.
brand
Clown,
shoes.
you're going
Look
to
at this.
prison.
Your flies
Clown,
on
you're
back.
going to
Your
prison.
flies on back.
You're going to prison.
Who is this guy?
You're going
He's
to
so
prison.
I gotta be careful because, like, this is like when I thought about this afterwards. I'm like, this dude was trying to provoke a situation here where I put hands on him. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If I wanted to, I would fucking wreck this guy. Like, I would love to just fucking wreck this dude. Like, and he knows it. This dude knows I would absolutely fucking ruin him. He knows that. And he knows I would like to do that. But I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna be prison boy. He's prison boy. I don't go to prison. He goes to prison. So they would love to. This is what the whole purpose of bail is to jam me up on something like this. I do something stupid. I lose my cool for a minute or whatever. Like, so I could beat the fuck out of this guy. Everybody knows that, but I'm not going to, just because with great power comes great responsibility. Right. And this guy knows JRL. So JRL knows, like, if I wanted to, I would, like, it would be over in 2 seconds. He can't even keep his pants up, for crying out loud. And he's litigious, I'm told, too.
Shame on you for what you did. We're going to be back. We're coming back. Shame on you. We're going to come back. You're out on bond. You're out on bond.
He knows.
You're going to be violating. He's out on bond. He's on bond. He's on bond. He's on bond.
Look at his pants. Look at his pants.
Okay, he's on bond. He's a danger. He's a danger. Okay, you're going to prison.
I'm really not, but okay.
See you soon.
Bye.
No, I would never. I'm not going to
Pull
beat
your
him up.
pants up.
Just because I could doesn't
Pull
mean
your
I
pants
should.
up.
I am a bum.
Okay,
I know that.
so that was fun. Just another day in the life. Just another day in the life. I don't know. That's some YouTube guy. I don't even know who the hell he is. The first time hearing this guy. Yeah, that's the Glares buddy. So anyway.
So the best part about this, and this is probably the part that hurts most for him, is that I have no fucking clue who he is. Like, that's the beauty of this, is that, like, he knows who I am. Wherever he's from, he came all the way here from me. And I'm like, I think he expected me to be like, oh, you're a rival YouTuber. I don't like you. You're a rival. Give me attention and make me a rival. Except he's just not. I have no fucking clue who this guy is. Looks like he has 192,000 subs. How many of those are bought? Like, I know these bot farmers when I see them. Like, if I go to his channel right now, like, let's see, what's it? JLR Investigates. And I'm going to bring the glare on in one moment because he knows this guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this guy and I'm like seeing his, like, look at these views. Okay. This is how I know these are fake, right? Just look at these views for one moment. Right. So his last, 11,000, 4,000, 16,000, right? He's got 4 times the subs I got, but I'm getting more views on my videos. Why is that? Because they're fake. Because these guys are con artists. He's just a con artist. So so I found out that this guy, that Will knows him a lot better than I do. That he knows all about him. And I was watching his stream on the way home, and like the first thing he said, let me just play this clip before I bring him on. Like, I thought he said this pretty well. Let me pull it up.
When I was hospitalized, I was a colleague of mine
able situation at just the right time, because all Karen Reed supporters, do not click on JLR's channel. Do not click on his channel and give him views. Do not. This is what he does.
And then what do they do?
This is why Deets on the Streets made such an informative and detailed video on his history. This is what he does. He is inserting himself into this situation at just the right time because this trial is starting. It is about to commence. Opening statements will happen next week. This is not an accident. This man knows what he's doing. He is a professional troll. Do not click on his channel. I implore you.
My bad.
Okay? Do not click on anything that he hashtags Karen Reed. Do not hashtag anything he hashtags Turtleboy. Anything that he hashtags John O'Keefe. I'm sorry that I feel bad about that.
O'Keefe.
I'm still very distracted by everything that's going on. Do not, please do not. Now, it's on you if you do. That's my point of saying so. I don't care if you do. What I'm saying is, do not get upset if this man gains traction within this case, gains subscribers, gains momentum with this case, using this case. Do not get upset about it if you click on his videos in regards to this case or any case for that matter. So be warned. Know that I told you.
All right, so I'm going to bring on Will now to talk about this. Just what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
That guy's a trip.
Oh, you have no idea.
Have you dealt with him before?
Not so much direct. Like the most interaction we've had, because I've reviewed him quite a few times.
Okay.
but and it has gotten under his skin because he's attempted to dox me a few times.
Okay.
He doxed family members of mine on Twitter at one point. And then he like found a mugshot of mine from an arrest that I had from a fucking jaywalking ticket, like like 10 years ago or something like that. And like made some weird like dun, 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 like it was really funny. Like and then I like used the mugshot as like my that's like my what do you call it, thumbnail for the next video that I used to review him just to piss him off because he thought he was going to intimidate me by that's what he does. Like when he was yelling out your mom's name and things like that, that's his way of intimidating. So technically, like if you really were so inclined, you could get him for witness intimidation.
Oh, I definitely could. Yeah.
Right. But the thing is he's looking for you to try to. He wants his name in here. The problem is like the only reason why I doubt that he would want that is because he's already an ex-con. He's already on, I think he's still on probation or on parole or something. He has some sort of parole or probation conditions and has a probation officer. And for some reason they just let him do what he does.
Yeah, you brought on you played some video about like Deets something or whatever. Can we watch part of that here?
I actually sent you a shorter video that
you did. It's in
almost as important. It's in the private chat. No. It's in the private chat on this.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is.
So I sent you his Wikipedia, and yeah, it's fun.
Can we watch part of it? Do you care if we watch part of it? Okay. Well, we're gonna pull up this video and watch part of it to explain who this fucking guy is. And again, it's a one-time thing. I'm not gonna turn like and you. I think you described him before as just like a true crime, like latcher on. Like he showed up because he knows this case is getting big and he just wants to troll for the attention.
Right. So like when there's a missing person, this is why I review him is because he inserts himself in missing persons cases and he absolutely interferes with the chances of finding this missing person. And he'll create and spread rumors about family members who are innocent. At least as far as the evidence dictates, as far as what law enforcement says, even though
he was involved in the Gabby Petito thing.
Yeah, see, that's a perfect example. That's how I first heard about him, because I was following the Gabby Petito case, and then he and Bullhorn Betty just met in their grift efforts together at the Gabby Petito at the laundry house at the Brian Laundrie's parents' house, and then they were like, "Oh, you do the same thing I do. Oh, so let's team up." And then they harassed Summer Wells's parents. And got Summer Wells's dad fired from his job, accusing him of murdering her. We don't know what happened to Summer Wells. There's no indication as to.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Right, they're just missing people. I go over.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
on my channel.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Summer Wells is a missing child who disappeared from Rogersville, Tennessee, 3 years ago in June. And
so how did he drift off of Gabby Petito? Was he like saying that?
Well, the thing that's what really got him traction, because the problem was that he was on the right side of things technically, because Brian Laundrie, if you know the story, Laundrie
killed his girlfriend,
right? And while she was missing, before they knew all that, Brian Laundrie's parents lawyered up and refused to share any information or cooperate with Gabby's family when they thought, hey, like, you know, our daughter lived in your house. How can you not help us? You know, so people were like, yeah, because JLR was yelling and screaming and acting like he was fighting for the good cause, and same with Bullhorn Betty, but really they were just there for the grift. And
so like with this, he knows the story's about to blow up, so he just shows up and he's going to cause whatever. And I read some comments on his thing today, and it seems like his followers are the kind of people that are inclined to believe Karen Reed's innocent. And so taking this authority position that he is apparently going to take on this issue isn't going to go over well with his followers.
I think that there's something personal, because when I first heard about you, and I didn't know anything about you, but when I first heard about you, a lot of it was negative, of course, because you know you have haters. And he was the guy that everyone was comparing you to.
Oh,
so people would be like, be careful with Turtle Boy.
Great.
Will, if you don't know about him, because, you know, people are saying he's just like JLR. And I'm just like, okay, you know, but the thing is what I've come to learn, especially now more than ever, the best way that I could describe JLR to you is imagine what your haters describe you as being.
That's JLR.
And you're not. He actually is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because like his
100%.
I mean, real quick, let me just read his Wikipedia here. Okay.
That's fun.
He's
That's
a convicted fraudster known for the many lawsuits he's filed in various United States district courts. He was incarcerated in Lexington, Kentucky for wire fraud under the terms of a plea bargain. His release date was April 2012. He was arrested for violating his federal probation in December of 2012 when he left the Eastern District of the state of Pennsylvania without permission. He allegedly drove to Connecticut and impersonated the uncle of Adam Lanza, the shooter in the Sandy Hook school incident.
This is before I knew anything about him. I didn't start again. I didn't know anything about him until the Gabby Petito thing. All of this took place way before that.
Yeah. And it's in 2006, since 2006, he's filed over 2,600 lawsuits in federal district courts across the country, some of which have received considerable press attention. Among the more famous defendants of his lawsuits are Bill Belichick, former George W. Bush, Janet Reno, Martha Stewart, Jeff Gordon, Michael Vick, Steve Jobs, Perez Hilton.
You haven't even gotten into the inanimate objects that he sued. So
Somali
please go ahead.
Pirates, Britney Spears, and I believe he sued the Guinness Book of World Records because he was in there for being like the biggest fraudster. Oh yeah, here it is.
That's a rumor. They actually they were approached about that, and they were like, "No, that's not true. We would never put someone like that in our book."
Yeah, it says Riches filed for an injunction against the Guinness Book of World Records in 2009, seeking to stop them from listing him as the most litigious individual in history. Guinness spokeswoman told the Huffington Post there was no such listing and no plan to create one. Most litigious is not something the Guinness World Records has ever mentioned as a record category. And the case was dismissed. A lot of these get dismissed because he doesn't pay the filing fee. I mean, this is just mad. I mean, so this guy's, none of these lawsuits go anywhere, right? They're just like, it's like Ryan Waters. This guy has been suing me for, he's applying for something. We got something. He applied to the Supreme Court or something this week. He sends me all this shit. And it's just like, I just don't pay attention. So these lawsuits aren't like, I don't go anywhere. Yeah.
No. Yeah. And there was supposedly, I don't know exactly how it worked out, but I heard that he was no longer allowed to sue anybody. Like he lost his right to sue anybody, at least I think according to that Wikipedia.
Yeah, you can be deemed a vexatious litigant in some states when that happens. But
right. So, but some places he could still do it, is what I found out. So
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but
yeah. So let me.
I mean, either way, all any lawyer that is opposing him has to do is go, Your Honor, this is Jonathan Lee Riches. Do you know what he's famous for?
Yeah.
You know, so
let me play this tape and see what we got here. Okay.
This is some shit you need to know.
Convicted felon who made a trip to Newtown, Connecticut and posed as gunman Adam Lanza's uncle has been arrested. 35-year-old Jonathan Lee Riches, who you see right here, is a convicted felon, and he told townspeople he was Lanza's uncle. He was arrested for federal parole violation. Riches was reportedly released earlier this year after serving 10 years in a federal prison.
AT&T, how may I help you? How may I help you?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is James Holmes. I need to make a collect call, please.
Isn't that the Colorado shooting?
Yeah.
202
He impersonated?
456 414. That is the White House.
There's the block on it. No collect.
Well, I'm trying to call Barack Obama. I need to get a presidential pardon. Can you help me?
No collect.
Excuse me?
No collect.
I mean, I'm trapped here. I need. Okay, please get somebody to help me. I need to make a presidential pardon.
The fuck?
AT&T supervisor, I'm sorry if you've had trouble. How may I help you?
Yes, hi. My name is James Holmes, and I need to make a collect call, please.
Sorry, but they don't accept collect calls.
What do you mean the White House? What is our president for? That's Barack Obama. I need to make a collect call to make a presidential pardon.
Thank you. They don't collect calls. You're going to have to pay if you want to call them.
Well, can you, is there any,
doing the number.
is there any way you could get Barack Obama to come visit me?
No, I don't have the president's message center. This is the operator at the phone company.
Well, I thought our president is accessible at all times. That's what our president's for, correct?
At the phone.
All right. Well, what do you recommend me to do? How do I call my president? How do I speak to my local politicians? I need a pardon ASAP.
That's James Holmes.
All right. Have a nice day.
Well, it's not the real James Holmes. That's him.
Well, the picture. The picture.
Yeah, right.
Not for me, Riches. I'm at Busch Gardens. So, dude is smoking outside the designated area. Hey, excuse me, sir.
See what I mean?
He's over there by the designated smoking area. Disgusting, man. People are smoking outside the designated smoking area, stuff like that. Try to make this world safe and clean, not with secondhand smoke. I don't have to be subjected to while I'm at Busch Gardens.
I'd be ripping butts right in his face.
That guy right there. He was smoking outside.
He just harasses people minding their own business.
Yeah.
What's he doing here? Okay. Expose the people. Okay.
Montgomery County Courthouse, where Bill Cosby's seen in a picture here.
So he's just a troll?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Okay.
a professional troll. Like, look, he's got a sidekick. That's how long ago that was.
And this morning,
is this like his greatest
I went
hits or
into my
something?
dresser.
Pretty much. It's
to
just
clean
a
it out.
summary of what he's capable
will
of.
not
Like, these are videos he makes. That's Susan Smith.
That's Susan
the woman
Smith,
who,
right? Yeah, that killed the
Right.
2 kids, right? Yeah.
Right. And he petitioned for her release. But he did it for he did it for publicity.
What the fuck's that shirt say? Jews? Jews for Trump? Okay.
Yeah, he's
So what
nuts.
was the Sandy Hook story?
He claimed to be the Sandy Hook shooter's uncle, Adam Lanza's uncle, and started calling around, I guess, press outlets and whatnot actually what happened with the Sandy Hook thing, he changed his address and put it in Adam Lanza's uncle's name, and he was getting mail. In Adam Lanza's uncle's name or something to that effect. I can't remember exactly what he did. There was a news story about it, but he did it just for the news story, and they covered it. So for some reason, the press always swallows the bait, like they did today.
Hey, they went and talked to him today. Yeah, they're like, "Tell me about you."
But
why are we?
If you notice, they left his name out because they realized who he was. They're like, okay, well, we could put in if I'm a news producer. I'm taking what happened outside the courthouse today if I'm covering the Turtleboy story, and I'm taking the juiciness and I'm going to put it in the story. I'm not going to leave it out, but I don't have to give the guy's name and give him any notoriety at all, you know?
Right.
So they didn't mention his name because they're onto him. They know who he is.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think that's why NBC didn't say his name?
I'm 99% sure that's why they didn't say his name.
It's like what you had some other stuff in here.
Is to make use of often
Oh,
dishonorably.
this is the hour-long video that Dietz made. That is fully detailed.
Who live in a small town.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole
Use
thing.
the copyright symbol that
there was
came
something
up
on
in a
here about how he
conspiracy complaint seeking damages of
what he
almost
did to the
$400
old
trillion,
people.
backed by gold or silver. Filing
Okay.
Still can't.
Brian prove how he was
like.
We'll go over his content. I will stream it. Applying.
All right. So basically, he went to jail because he took a bunch of, like, he was part of some. This video explained it. He was like fishing and taking people's information. Do you know the whole story?
Not in full detail. But yeah, he basically. I think he used like an AOL chat room or something to that effect,
no
and
longer
got
available, but they're
and he got some people's private information and ended up stealing money from them from their bank accounts.
And what was this part right here? He went to the Sandy Hook Memorial.
the memorial and everything that happened there. But it's a lot deeper than that.
So it says,
So, like, what's wrong
Welcome to
with
the
this?
memorial honoring the lives of the victims of the December 14th, 2012 shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. This is a special place of quiet and reverence, placed for the families of the victims and for the community to reflect and remember. Encased within the stone is the sacred soil created from the many items left in the spontaneous memorials throughout the town on the days following the tragedy.
After reading the plaque, all Jonathan does is walk you down and show you the memorial and read off the names. I kept waiting for it, for the apology that
What
he
was
never
he supposed to
gave. At the
apologize
end of
for?
reading off all the names
That
of
was
the
the part I
victims,
didn't
he
understand.
said that he was praying for them. And
He was supposed to apologize, I think, for oh God, I can't even fucking remember. There's so much shit about this guy.
Yeah, I know. I want to skip
Oh
to
my
the
God.
scamming part, and then
who use spam emails to trick victims into disclosing personal information. Rich's role was to monetize the data, which he accomplished by seamlessly navigating the online and offline worlds. In contemporaneous news accounts, investigators described the way Riches would stroll into a bank, flash fake identification, and coolly impersonate his mark, convincing tellers to hand over thousands of dollars in cash. The consequences reverberated widely. By the estimate of the FBI, the group charged more than $1.4 million to accounts opened in the names of about 2,000 people. Rich's own parents,
We
who
called
live in
it
a
a
small
false
town in
flag.
Pennsylvania,
Okay.
served probation for failing to fully cooperate with investigators. He was sentenced to 125 months in prison for fraud and conspiracy. Riches kept up a steady legal correspondence on his case. In March of 2006, from a medium security prison in South Carolina, he filed a motion seeking the return of confiscated assets, including 23 new PlayStation video games, a commemorative Super Bowl football, 66 new shirts with tags, I wonder if they all said medium, a plunger, a subwoofer, and a box of life vests. The document drew little attention or sympathy, and a judge ordered the items forfeited to the FBI for donation to Goodwill. In hindsight, though, his signature on the sworn statement, Jonathan Lee Riches with a copyright symbol at the end, signified the start of an improvisatory publicity campaign. He used the copyright symbol that same month in a 9-page conspiracy complaint seeking Eastern District.
Okay, so this guy's just a complete scammer. So, long story short, what should I do? What, like, so this guy's going to keep coming, right?
I mean, I thought you handled it very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would expect him at every hearing. If he's in town, that's the thing, is he seems to have, I mean, I wouldn't, because to say that he has an unlimited means of finance would be an exaggeration, because he's not loaded rich. You know what I mean? I mean, you saw his shoes. But
what brand were those? I'm like, it doesn't even have anything on it. They're just black. Is that canvas? Like, what the fuck?
Right. I would give him less attention than you give Grant in person. Online, I mean, like I said, I mean, I've been reviewing the guy forever. So like, if you review him online, it's just one thing. It won't matter. And it'll just educate your viewers a little bit more and entertain them. That's what I plan on doing. I mean, if he's going to go out there, I'm going to make lemonade out of lemons, you know, and just take the shit that he does and his antics and how much he's ignored by everyone. But yeah, if you saw, he was trying to elicit a physical response from you.
Yes, he was.
And in that video, they also explain, like, there's at one point he made some ridiculous demand in jail or in prison, where he I can't remember what the demand was, but he went on a hunger strike until his demands were supposedly met. He wanted his demands met, and if not, he was going to go on a hunger strike. And he went on this hunger strike, and the warden had to actually force feed him with a tube. That's how far he'll go. So he wants you to hit him. He wants you to put your fucking hands around his scrawny little throat. That's what he wants.
Because he's sued so many people.
Right.
And the trolls love him.
It'll put him in the news. Right.
Like the trolls are loving this guy. They're like, oh, this guy's like this really sane individual, Turtleboy Exposed, who's one of my favorite slaves. Hello, Turtleboy Exposed. I know you're watching this right now. And you know why you're watching this right now? Because I fucking told you to. Because daddy told you to fucking watch. And you watched like the good little slave you are. You're going to watch every second of it. And I'm not going down. I'm not going to jail. I'm going to be fucking rich from this. And you're just going to be more mad about it. But anyway, they're like, oh, figure the man who lies and claims he is assaulted at every single protests, commits an assault himself. JLR investigate. If I were you, I would press charges. Oh yeah, they're so. I think they're talking about Tom there. And then they're like, it was nice to see you stand up to Aidan. We need more people like you. Oh yeah. So the trolls are loving this guy.
Oh sure.
You know, apparently. Oh, so he's
but he's on the wrong side of things because he again, like Dolly Vision, he underestimated and took the word on the street as gospel when people say the town is divided, everyone is divided on this, but he doesn't realize it's just not true. The truth is that there's like this many people who think Karen Reed is guilty versus this many people who can clearly see that she's innocent.
I love when they say that. Oh, the town's so divided. I don't feel divided when I'm outside D&E Pizza and everyone's like cheering for me. I don't feel very divided.
Right. And I don't think the town's divided when all I see are Free Karen Reed signs and t-shirts. I don't see Lock Turtleboy up signs. I don't see Karen Reed is a monster signs and t-shirts. I don't see those.
No, I don't see any of those. Yeah. And I looked him up to see if he'd posted about me before, so I can look this up. I'll show you on Twitter. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, how did he suddenly? Because I'm like, he's not a regular troll who like comes at me a lot. Like, I don't know. So I'll search for Turtleboy. Let's see. From this account. Let's see. Okay, Karen Reed and Turtleboy, and this Turtleboy guy are both going to prison for a long, long time. Oh, this is the day I got locked up. So this is the only time he's ever tweeted about me. You think both people are like, you're wrong, so it looks like even his own followers are like, yeah.
I mean, the thing is he has so many, and a lot of it is politically driven, but these people are just so stupid because, if they did just the slightest bit of homework on this guy, he has no political affiliation at all. He just shouts out MAGA shit and wears MAGA hats and shows up to Trump rallies. But he, if you notice, if you look at his history, he has no actual allegiance to any political affiliation whatsoever. Right. He just goes wherever he thinks he can make the most noise and cause waves.
Look at this response here from this. So this woman appears to be a follower and says, JLR, I love your investigations. So this is a person who previously liked his investigations. Please listen to Turtleboy and the corruption in Canton. Investigate it, and you will be on Turtleboy's side. He opened the case. The police don't like it because he exposed corrupt cops covering up a Boston. Come on, he's one of us. So basically, it sounds like this guy is, he misread who I am. He seems to think I'm like some establishment guy, when in fact I'm quite the opposite.
Yeah, me having an association with you might have something to do with it too. Considering, right? Because I've covered him for so long, and it's not like he doesn't know about my support for you at this point. So, he doesn't like me at all because I have gone over him and I've made fun of him and I make him look as stupid as he is. And because the thing about JLR is, you can't underestimate him and you have to take him seriously because he's clearly dangerous. But at the same time, he's so easy to make fun of that, so it all works out. So at the same time, I can warn people as to how dangerous he is, but at the same time, it's very easy to make fun of him because he looks like an uncircumcised penis. That's why I call him Donatellia.
So let's, especially with his hood on there. So let's listen to some of the, you want to stick around, listen to some, I know you already analyzed the hearing.
Yeah, no, as long as you want me here, I'm hanging out, man.
So let's do it. And by the way, before we do that, let me just read a couple, turtle chats here. Let me take a quick break to read a couple turtle chats. Because I don't forget anyone. We got $20 from Joanna, says Arash Basil is a thief. Ooh, take that, Arash. Thank you very much, Joanna. Ken Mello's diaper sends $25 and says Kenny's looking down the barrel of May 8th. What's the over or under? He's not feeling up to it. Yeah, I think he might have another excuse on that day. I'm going to guess. Robin R sends $25 and says, been with you the whole way, Turtleboy. Another $25 for the Turtleboy Defense Fund. Thank you, Robin R. Appreciate that. JLR sends $5 and says, I want you in prison to ride me like Turtleboy. Hopefully I'm in your pink shit. Thank you, JLR, for the $5. All right. Mellows sends $10, says, Dear Your Honor, please excuse Kenny from doing court things. All his lies are killing him, but he should feel better in about 7 weeks or the end of the KI trial. Signed, Mello's mom. Okay, so we've got a note from mom. That's glad to see. Glad to see. Little Irish girl sends $10 and says, Will a new super chat dance is in order? They want a new super chat dance. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Michael sends $10 and says, Turtle Boy, would you agree the only thing more tedious than lally-splaining is NFL draft talk? Now, I don't mind draft talk. I don't mind that at all. But I definitely don't like lally-splaining. So thank you. C sends $10 and says, Will, show him in the video of this idiot going through his Easter basket from his mommy. Maybe we can watch that later. I don't want to give this guy too much attention. He's a loser.
I just went over. I still go over this guy because I knew he was since I've been covering this case. I knew this guy was going to insert himself into this case. I knew it because we all talked about it. We talked about it since the first time you and I talked on my show. We talked about how when this trial starts, even though it shouldn't, when this trial starts, everyone's going to be talking about it.
Right.
And here we are seeing this all come to fruition. All of it.
So a couple more here. Jen sends $5 and says the Glares shirt for the Glares shirt. What does your shirt say? And please be safe.
It's just Tom Waits. It's,
okay. Okay. Let's see. Then we have Michael Geary sends 666 and says, Ryder, since you exposed Landon Steele, aka the piece of shit veteran. Yeah, remember that guy? That was the guy because he was banging Janduso at the time, and that's how he came to our attention. And he turned out to be the biggest scammer of all time. This guy Landon Steele. Go back and read the Landon Steele blogs if you haven't already. They're good. Emmy Anassis sends $25 and says, "Let's fuck already. I hate Mello." You and me both, Emmy. Notorious NIP sends $5 and says, "Did your daddy give Daddy Aidan his luscious nips?" Oh, stop it, Notorious NIP. Okay, cool. All right. If anyone else wants to donate, guys, you click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy and do it that way. So let's watch what happened here. It's about a 20-minute hearing, and we'll just talk about it as we go along.
Oh, this dude, Mello, man.
He's
God.
in
Mello,
rare
I believe
form.
you're muted.
What a clown.
He started off being muted. He couldn't figure that out. Of course he did.
We did test this before.
This is the most Mellow start. You're muted. Of course he's on Zoom.
Can you hear me now, Your Honor?
Here we go.
Yes, I can.
And I love how Bradle calls him out. Oh, it's
Your
so
Honor.
good.
Kenneth Mello for the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon, Attorney Mello.
Hello, Your Honor. Timothy Bradle on behalf of Aidan Kearney. Good to see you.
Attorney Bradle. Afternoon, sir. All right, so we have a number of matters that are scheduled for this afternoon. Let's address first the motion, Attorney Bradle, that you just filed on the seeking Rule 17
motion. That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
The Rule 17 motion involves phone records in the 24 case. Before the court, Your Honor, are two matters. There's the 23 indictment and the 2024 indictment. The 2023 indictment is 16 counts.
That's the McAllister.
The one that involves various allegations against witnesses in the case that's also going on in this courthouse, the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed murder case. They're the alleged victims, complainants, if you will, in that matter. The 2024 case.
Let me just pause you there. Attorney Mello, have you received the Rule 17 motion?
I first.
So the Rule 17, so there's two things. I was indicted for 16 counts on December 22nd with the McAlberts, right? All these witness intimidation and conspiracy to commit intimidation. I lost track, picketing, all this stuff. And then I got jammed up for the assault and battery, and that got dropped. And then the day it got dropped, they added, I was indicted for witness intimidation and wiretapping because I recorded the incident that was really exonerated me. Like, let's be honest, that video, I mean, that tape exonerates me, right? Like you heard
I hate laughing at your shit, dude, but fuck, it's so ridiculous that it's impossible not to. Like, it's so insane. Like, if I didn't know that you weren't going to come out of this okay, I wouldn't be laughing. you know.
Yeah, that's
so-
a good point. Yeah, so like you've heard that, like you analyze it on Christmas. Like when I play, like I'm like that tape, like exonerate. Like I was held hostage, like in a house. Like they're like if I leave, I'm gonna hurt these 4 children. Like that's what I was told. Like I'm gonna get in the car and I'm gonna crash the car. And by the way,
we heard it.
We all heard it. Like and then. Like, I got other tapes of that too. She did it all the time. She was always threatening to get in the car and hurt the kids. And I'm just like, what? So like I recorded it. I told her I recorded it, and now I'm being jammed up on I don't even know. They're not showing us the charging documents. So I don't get it. But then
and Michael Morrissey's office knows about this. And it's clear that they know how unhinged she is.
Oh, yeah.
Because if it's recorded, you're gonna tell me that they didn't listen to that recording and listen to this crazy person threatening to jam 4 kids in a car, drive to your house while she performs a self-abortion.
Yeah.
What?
Like do it yourself, which by the way, like I haven't even told the whole story behind that one day. Maybe I will. It's a fucking crazy story. Like she took the first one 2 weeks ago, she claimed, and you have to take the second one in like 48 hours. That's how I knew it was none of this was real. And long story short, like she took it, like the plan was not to take that pill. It was just to show, like I was invited over there to look at the goddamn phone. I was told that that she had information in her phone showing that like she apologized profusely the night before. She said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I got this summons." And I'm like, because she shows me the summons and I'm like, how does Tully know who you are? Like, what is happening here? And she's like, "I'm so sorry." She confessed it all. "I was just mad at you. And then I told them I went to Cape Peter and I talked to Tully and I talked to Jen McCabe," and she confessed everything. And she's like, I need your help. I don't know what to do." Like there was this whole thing. Like, she's like, "I don't know what to do. I don't want to testify against you. I don't know what to do. They want my phone." And I'm like, "Okay, it's going to be okay. I'll help you out. You know, if you need help, like this is fucked up, but I forgive you." Like I was like, I'm like, I forgive you. Cause I felt bad for her because she was crying and shit. So the next day, the plan was she's like, "I want you to come over and I want to show you the contents of my phone because I don't feel comfortable screenshotting them all and sending them to you." And I got it. And I'm like, cause the cops have my phones and it's just weird. And so I'm like, "Okay, fine. But we're going to sit in the common area. I don't want to go in your apartment." I didn't feel comfortable. And then, so we sat there and she's being kind of weird about the phone. And I'm like, "You invited me here to look at the phone." And then unbeknownst to me now in the police report, since I've read, it says in there that we were in that common area from 9 to 11. And at 10:30, according to the police report, she calls Mello. And I didn't know this. So like I'm being wiretapped. She calls Mello, who adds Tully to the call. And the two of them are listening in on our conversation, right? And so that makes Mello, by the way, dumbass just made himself a witness. He can no longer be the prosecutor because he's now a witness in it. And so
I love the Commonwealth and all of this. They just know how to pick them, man. Between Mello, between this woman, I mean, they're just knocking them out of the park.
According to the police report, she then went to the bathroom in the common area and started texting them. And then she texted Tully and she said, who some reason she has him the whole thing was a setup. So she's texting Tully saying, "Don't text me. He wants to look at my phone," which was the whole purpose of her inviting me over there, was to look at her phone. She wanted to show me all these, messages with Cape Peter and all this stuff. And so, she texts Tully and says, "Don't call, don't call because he's going to be like, don't call, don't text. I'm deleting all their messages." Like that was the big thing when she said, "I'm deleting all our messages." So now we know, like the reason I'm telling this, and eventually she kept getting calls on her phone. She claimed were from her son saying like, "Come back," which never happened before. And it just made me think that like the whole thing was a setup. Like she said that one of her kids woke up and she needed me. So we the second I walked back in that apartment door, I was fucked. She was going to make something up. Like the whole purpose. And I swear to God. And so we want the phones because we're pretty sure that Ken Mello and Brian Tully conspired with this woman because they were in communication the entire time. We know this from the police report.
Yeah.
Get me over there and get me into the apartment. Right. And then once the door is closed, then it's he said, she said, isn't it? Like that's when it becomes that. And so I went in there from 11 to 3 a.m. and she showed me all of her messages with Kate Peter. And let me tell you, I took notes on them. There was a whole bunch of incriminating shit in there, particularly the most interesting thing I thought that came out of that. Like she showed me her call logs the first time she talked to Mello, the first time she talked to Tully. And she's like, and she said that Tully told her not to, that you don't need a lawyer. We're bringing you in front of the grand jury. You don't need a lawyer. And I'm like, no, you need a lawyer. And she has now turned that into, he's saying that he's going to buy a lawyer for me. And I'm like, no, I'll but I have to testify the way he wants. It's all made up. And so I said, like, I was just like, yeah, if you need help, I can help you. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to these corrupt cops telling you you don't need a lawyer. You do. Everyone needs a lawyer. And so they wanted her phone. I don't know. She put on a really good, she got me, you know what I mean? She tricked me. And so anyway,
well, I mean, when you've got somebody who, especially if they're lying about a pregnancy, I mean, what's a guy going to do, especially a guy who has kids and loves his kids?
Yeah.
That's what's a guy going to do? Say, be cold to somebody in that position? That's a surefire way for a psycho, nefarious asshole woman to trap a man,
Right.
I mean,
well, it's like, I just, when somebody tells you they're pregnant, you just kind of take their word for it. Like, you're just like, fuck. And that fucked me up because I'm just like, oh my God, my life is about to radically change. Like, what the fuck? And, then like, I didn't once tell her to do anything. She could do whatever she wants, her choice. And then all of a sudden it was like, you're making me do this. I'm not making you do it. What? I didn't make anyone do anything. And she, like, I'll tell the whole story another time, but basically I went over that night to look at the phone. Okay. And because she told me that's the whole purpose of me going there was to look at the phone. But as it turns out, she just lured me over there with that. And likely, I saw the messages. She was plotting with these people to get me over there. I've seen them. And so in Massachusetts, with the Rule 17, to get someone's phone, as we've seen in the Karen Reed trial, you have to have, you have to overcome the fishing expedition thing. That's why they couldn't get Brian Albert's phone, because they couldn't prove what was in his phone. And so they're like, you're fishing. You think something's in Brian Albert's phone.
They didn't have enough probable cause to get his phone.
Yeah, like you can't, you can't, you don't know it for sure. But we're filing a Rule 17 motion for her phone and for Tully's phone and for Mello's phone, because we've overcome the Lampron standard here, because I've seen the phone. It's not a fishing expedition if I've seen what's in the phone with my own two eyes. If it's in the police report that she tells them I'm deleting the contents of my phone, like she said that, she said it's like she's texting them. It's like, so our contention is this whole thing was a setup, which it obviously was. By the way, she's not the one that called the cops and reported the assault and battery. Brian Tully was, okay, at 11 o'clock the next day. Just coincidentally, Brian Tully was. So again, I could go on and on. Maybe one day I'll tell the whole story. It's a trip. But for now, I'm just focusing on the and I'm like, I want to move on from this person. But the problem is the witness intimidation thing still exists. So like, I talk about my lawsuits. I can't not talk about Chris Albert. I can't not talk about Jennifer McCabe because I'm being charged with intimidating them. So it's what I do. I talk about. So I'm now being charged with intimidating this individual. And we filed a Rule 17 motion today. So that's just a little background. That's what we're talking about here. And of course, we sent it to Mello and he didn't do his homework. And this is what happened.
Thought about closely this afternoon, Judge. There were about.
Okay.
I checked my email. It was in my email today.
All right. So on that matter, we'll schedule a hearing for that matter where notice is given to the parties where they can raise any objections they may have to the records. And then we have
there's 4 other motions, Judge.
4 other motions. So that one's
Mello, there
the Rule
was a
17 is going to be
motion
heard
that was filed in response to motion that you had filed seeking sanctions against the defendant's counsel in this case that was acted on by Judge Squires Lee. There was a cross motion filed by Attorney Bradel where there was an order for the Commonwealth to respond to that cross motion by February 9th. I have not seen anything in the file in response to that. Have you filed anything?
I have not, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have had medical issues since prior to February 9th.
Medical issues. Yeah.
Again, reason for today's Zoom. What I can represent to the court as an officer of the court is I'm dealing with 4 serious medical issues separate and apart from each other, and I am progressing in terms of my recovery. I was informed that it would be, a couple of months, 2 to 3 months. I'm on toward the end of my second month, Judge, and I do feel I can resume normal activities.
Okay, so stop right there. He's got a couple months. He said, February 9th, he got really sick, he says, and now, but here's the thing. He didn't seem that sick on March 14th when he moseyed into, I would call it moseying. He moseyed.
Sorry, I get the visual in my head of what you put in the trailer for this.
Oh yeah, the sex thing. It's like you just moseyed on in there.
Oh my God.
And that video never gets old of them.
No.
Of this, like, hey, your minions are here. Your minions.
You're supposed to take this guy seriously. With everything we know about this guy, how are we supposed to take him seriously at all?
Like he showed up like this. Like, this is fake, right? Like, there's no way this dude's like, what is that? It's like, is that a breathing tube? Like, what is that?
I guess. I mean, I kept calling it a nose thingy because I don't have any medical knowledge whatsoever. But it was really funny how he was off camera, but then purposely went on camera to cough and then turned his camera off.
Oh, did he really? Oh,
totally.
My God.
It was hilarious.
Oh,
I was
God.
like, did you see that?
I did not see that.
Because the chat was yelling at me. My chat was yelling at me going, click on this or click on that so you could see Mello. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's not on camera. There's nothing I could do about it, but I didn't want to talk through it. And then sure enough, he just pops up. Like, he just shows up and then goes, and then he turns the camera off.
I mean, it's like he's doing it for like he's fine. Like, I'm not saying he's completely fine, but like there's no way he needs that in his nose right now. Like, he's doing this to be like, oh, I'm so sick. Like, he's like the kid that's just like, I'm really sick. Oh, I'm so sick. Like,
yeah, when I went through a custody thing, my ex did the same thing. She this was years and years before COVID. She showed up to court with her new husband wheeling her in a wheelchair, and she had a mask.
Oh God!
And I was just like, really, dude?
No.
Yeah. One thing that you and I have in common, because Lisa PJ was in the chat just now saying Will is so sweet and understanding and sensitive. No, dude, it's just that me and Turtleboy unfortunately have the same taste in women, and like I've dated like the same woman like 1,000 times.
I have much better taste now. I want to point that out there. Much
same
better
here. No, yeah, same here.
Better.
I've learned.
Yeah. I mean, jail will do that to me. It was a detox, and I feel much better now, to be honest with you. But so let me play some more of this tape here.
Within approximately 3 or 4 weeks from now, I would ask the court for additional time to respond to that motion. I would ask you to put it on for the same day as Mr. Bravel's Rule 17.
Judge, I filed my response, if I may, on January 26th. This motion has been going on for months. In the meantime, Your Honor, and forgive me, I've never been in a position where I'm take issue with someone's health issues that they're claiming they have until today. And in this case,
Randall was trying to figure out the way to say it.
I know
without sounding insensitive. Poor guy.
Like, and he's just like, fuck it.
Yeah, then he just nails him.
Like, yeah, he goes, I'm not saying that, I've never said somebody's faking an illness before. Until today, and now I am like, let's be honest, like I just don't believe this motherfucker.
Right.
Like, it's
you
really
could hear the fuck it click in his head. You could hear the fuck it go boom, fuck it.
Oh, he's done.
What?
I can tell you, as a matter of fact, when he did that sanction bullshit when I was in jail, I mean, that's personal. That's like, this guy's a respected attorney. He's worked for the Suffolk County DA's office, and he's been in private practice for a long time. He's well respected. Everybody likes him in the courts. And then to have, like, he's got no complaints. And then all of a sudden this dude shows up and he's like filing sanctions because he said he mistook Jennifer Altman. He said she's a lawyer instead of a paralegal, which comes with no extra protections. Like, it doesn't matter if she's a paralegal or an attorney. It doesn't matter. And this guy wants him to pay $10,000. And it's like, dude, you're the most, he He had no problem filing that. He can't get anything else to us in time, but he can do that. Bradel's done with this dude, done with him. And you can tell. Just his voice. Yep. Yeah. So some more.
For the Commonwealth has had ample time to harass my client, to seek to revoke his bail on the flimsiest of charges, to take all sorts of actions that detrimentally affect my client. But every time something comes up where the government has an obligation to provide discovery, to illuminate these ridiculous allegations, then we have a health problem. And the last time I was in this position, Your Honor, counsel for the Commonwealth said, I have a health problem. Will you agree to move the pretrial conference?
And we did.
I said, sure, no problem. Just send me the discovery that we're entitled to.
That was it. So he asked for a little professional courtesy from Tim. And he's like, yeah, I'm a little sick. Can we reschedule this hearing till April, whatever? And he's like, sure, just get me the discovery. And he doesn't get it to us. He has provided us with no discovery. Tully has actually given us the discovery. We've asked for all this shit. We haven't gotten a fucking thing from him. I don't think he knows how to email. And he sent us like the grand jury minutes from like 5 of them. It was like, who was on there? Jen McCabe, Matt McCabe, Proctor, Michael Proctor, Lizzie Proctor, and one others. We got theirs, but we were missing like we got Chris Alberts too. We were missing some good ones. Colin Alberts was fucking, wait till you see Colin Alberts. Brian Alberts. And it's first time I've ever heard Brian Alberts speak, like his grand jury testimony. And so they didn't send us all that shit. And then we had to get it in another batch from Tully. And, we're still missing a bunch of shit. And when they gave us the grand jury minutes, because the grand jury is what indicts you, like you get to find out what they said to get these indictments. And throughout the time, they're playing for the grand jurors tapes of me. They're like, Q tape 624, and they rename my episodes. Okay, so like episode 623, I don't know what that's named, but they renamed it like Colin Albert. You're going down. I'm going to destroy your life, Colin Albert. It's like something like they renamed them all. And so they don't explain what they played to the grand jury. They just say, then they play the tape and they don't say what it is. So we need to hear those tapes. We need to hear what they said that got my ass indicted. And they're being shady about it.
Okay, no problem. And nothing is forthcoming. Since then, Your Honor, I've had to vociferously demand discovery, and I've gotten the discovery that you and I both know is reflective of a busy DA or a DA that doesn't want to give discovery, that gives 5,000 photographs or raw data that's useless or files that don't have anything in them in a rush to do something. And that's all I have, Your Honor, is a big load of junk. And I gave the court 2 chalks, and I didn't know counsel was going to be on Zoom, but I have 2 chalks on his desk right here that show, as best as we can determine, and Judge, I apologize, our 2 paralegals are with us today, and they meticulously went through all of the discovery that was given, such as it is, and we're able to figure out through some detective work what we're owed. And that chalk is before you, Your Honor, and that's a list of things that we were able to figure out that were owed from references in what we were given. This is incredibly prejudicial to my client, Your Honor. We're trying to file a motion to dismiss on these charges that are nothing more than a complete destruction of the First Amendment. And we want to file a motion to dismiss. And as you certainly know, Judge, we need the grand jury to do that.
That's the problem.
We need to file a McCarthy motion, and we certainly need to file an Odell motion.
So to get the Odell motion, you can't do that without the grand jury testimony, okay? So we want to file a motion to dismiss this shit because, like, as long as this case exists, I'm on thin ice. Like, the JLR thing could have got me jammed up today. And, like, I feel like that's the whole point of me being out on bail, is just like they want me on bail, so I'm like walking on thin ice. So we want to file this motion to dismiss, get this shit over with, and let's dismiss this. Let's go. And they're what's up?
Because I can imagine. I mean, that's all I can do is imagine. Honestly, is what it's like for you, because you do this and you consciously do it on the up and up so that you're not breaking any laws, so that you're not actually, being villainized the way that your haters are, making you out to be. And then now you've been charged on these things falsely, clearly falsely. I did 5 live streams going over every single
hours.
And
all of them are bullshit. Like, not a single one of these things in there is legitimate.
Right. Right. I came to that conclusion myself.
Yeah.
I was like, look, I mean, come on. So, and that was the point where I was just like, okay, like I see what's going on here. Clearly what's going on here. And so basically what's going on is now I can only imagine as far as how I'm looking at things is you're now operating under the assumption that no matter what you say could be twisted, could be lied about, and you could absolutely be charged and locked up for something you did not do.
Right.
It's already happened. You spent 60 days in jail over something that didn't happen the way that they claimed it did. And I mean, I would be scared out of my mind if I were you. And yet here you are, which I am grateful to.
You know, I try to watch, I listen to every word I say and make sure I never violate the order in any way, shape, or form, and I'm very careful with it. And by the way, chalk, guys, refers to any visual that's presented in court. So they brought that up at the Karen Reed hearing, like those signs. Remember, what's her name was Canoni was like, Auntie Bev was like, I don't need the chalk. That like when she knows she hates when Liza Little holds up those like placards with like pictures. She's like, put that down, Miss Little. That's chalk. Anything physical in court, a physical document, as opposed to just like a file, you know, on a flash drive is referred to as chalk. So the chalk we had today was a list of all the shit Mello hasn't given us that is referenced in the grand jury minutes. And it's just like fucking voluminous. Like it's bigger than Kate Peters' DCF reports. All right. It's long. It's so fucking long. There's so much shit in there. But yeah, there we go. That answers that question. We'll play some more.
Based on what we have thus far. The presentations to the grand jury, Your Honor, in this case, are ridiculous. They take satire and try to portray it as actual threats.
Colin Albert.
They take things out of context. They misinterpret things. They don't include the full quotes of many things. The Odell motion here is, to me, is a no-brainer, Your Honor. And we can't file it because we've gotten these piecemeal bits of discovery here and there from the Commonwealth that really just don't get the job done. We don't know. We're in the dark, and we need it.
Attorney Mello, in terms
Let me switch streams here because the Young Jerks streamed the actual Zoom, and it's so much better with Mello's face. But I'm not sure what point it starts at. I'm not sure if this is.
And I mean, I can't say why we didn't. Obviously, the reason we didn't reduce that is because we don't know what we have and what Mr. Bradle made.
Okay, so we're not up to that part yet. So let me, because I think Mike started late today. So once we get to that part, we'll go to his stream.
So the discovery, when were these cases indicted?
Cases were indicted in,
here we go.
I believe, Your Honor, December and
February.
Okay, so now we're at mid-April.
So now we're at mid-April. Like, so I could tell the judge was on, like, he got it. The judge got it today. You know, he was really good.
Yeah.
Kaylane was his name. And he was just like, dude,
I think the judge was fair considering the position that he was in. So
yeah, it's like, so you indicted him in December. Okay, it's April 23rd. So what's up with that? Literally over 4 months now.
And there was a motion that was filed by the defendant on March 21st of this year. That motion to compel overdue automatic discovery. You prepared to address that, Attorney Mello?
I am, Your Honor. I believe Mr. Bradle has gotten all or certainly most of the discovery he's referencing. I haven't had the benefit of reviewing his chalk, but what I can represent to the court is that Mr. Bradle has all of our grand jury minutes. In fact, when I was hospitalized, I was getting emails and requests for this, and a colleague of mine who did appear on my behalf in one day responded with the discovery package.
So why can't his colleague be there now? Like, they've got that guy Novak there, the old fogey, on the day I got out. Why can't he? You know, he's being paid $20,000 by the Commonwealth too. Why can't he be there?
He's so bad at this too. Like, he doesn't think that the judge could see right through this little effort of his. Like, while I was hospitalized, Your Honor, I kept getting emails, you know, requests for me to do my job, Your Honor. Like, and like, yeah, dude, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know. It's like you have nothing. You have nothing to do. You're sitting in a fucking bed. Return the goddamn email. That's like more of an excuse to do your shit. Like, you have nowhere to go.
Totally.
You have no commute. You're in a bed. You're pissing in a fucking dishpan. Like, I assume. I mean, that's the way he's making it sound. Like, you can't fucking get out of bed or walk anything.
Right. Like, turn off Mr. Furley for fucking 20 minutes and then answer an email, bro. You know what I mean? It's not that hard.
that he believed met Mr. Bradle's request. Subsequent to that, we provided him with numerous discovery documents. And what I'm having a difficult time with, Judge, is Mr. Bradle saying we've gotten thousands of photographs or whatever else that don't come like. Well, if we didn't provide these materials, Your Honor, and we have the same issue where we have just tremendous amounts of material to go through, and this will also be the subject. It may come before Your Honor for some guidelines for a taint team. But regardless, there is a tremendous.
I'm sorry, guidelines for what? I didn't hear you, Attorney Mello.
So this taint team, remember, we asked for the taint
The fuck is the taint team? What is that?
He's got my phone,
Okay.
and he wants to go through it. And we're like, okay, we want a taint team. A taint team is an assigned neutral party that will go through the phone under, pre-established rules. Like they will only look for certain keywords, because you don't need to read all my
You're
messages.
not violating anyone's privacy. You're just trying to get to the meat of what you're looking for. Right. Gotcha.
There's a lot of inappropriate pictures in there and shit like that. You don't need to see everything in my phone. Okay.
Right.
And it's like, you don't need to see all that. All right.
Right.
And so that's what the taint team is for, is to separate what they'll look at. And we agreed at the Stoughton hearing back on November 28th that, when is the taint team? Okay, we're going to have a taint team go through this. And he's like, okay, we'll come up with the taint team. He hasn't done anything. He's done nothing for the taint team. Like they're holding on to my fucking phone because they want to. It's just like, it's fucking insane.
Absolutely. Right. And they went through it, even though they're not supposed to, they
can't.
did.
They did. They can't,
they can't use it.
They can't use it. So it's,
but they went through it.
I'm sure they have. These fucks. I don't trust these. These are the kind of people who frame innocent people for murder. They'll go through the phone if they want,
Yeah, no, I am absolutely of the opinion that these people are capable of fucking anything.
Anything,
at this
man.
point.
Anything.
Crazy.
I mean, look at the people they're associating with. Like, dude, Tully is has crusty panties on speed dial. Like that says it all. Like a complete ratchet to the highest degree. Lost 2 of her kids due to abuse. And Tully is this officer, lieutenant in the state police. Is like, I'll associate with you. We'll turn you into a star witness. Well, this chick over here, with the drug problem and, 4 babies and one of the kids lives in a closet. Yeah, you'll be our star witness. We'll make you a star witness too. You could be one. Yeah, okay. It's just like, it's just bizarre who the state police are choosing to associate themselves with.
I'm convinced they're all cokeheads, bro. Seriously. Like I'm convinced of it. Like I grew up in Miami and I know a cokehead when I see one, and I'm seeing like a dozen. You know what I mean? Like it feels like that's what it is. I have no proof of this. It's just a theory.
Someone who's definitely on drugs is Kofi.
I mean,
why
would Tully do that?
Why would Tully associate with these people?
Oh, Kofi Doofus is on plastic bottles of vodka, like
dude.
Big.
She's looking. Not to go off on a tangent, but she's in town, and she posted. I gotta find her. I can't believe she didn't come to my court date today. How could she talks all this shit about me? She's in town. We got to find Kofi Doofus. And because Kofi Doofus, if you're out there, I have some questions for you. I have a lot of questions.
For an interview. That's all. Kofi Doofus. Only
not
for
a witness.
An interview.
Not a witness. So it's not a felony if I ask her questions because she's just a Kofi Doofus. So I want to ask her questions if she's out there. So let me play some more.
For a taint team, Your Honor, to review electronics that we obtained warrants for. In that regard, there's huge amounts of information. Rather than not provide something and have Mr. Bradle say, this was withheld from me and this is potentially exculpatory, it was our decision to give him everything we had. We don't know what we may use at time of trial and what we may not use, but it's there, Your Honor. And I can't say why we didn't. Obviously, the reason we didn't reduce that is because we don't know what we have and what Mr. Bradle may feel is germane and not germane. So that's why he received the large volume he did. Obviously, we're not trying to withhold anything, Your Honor. I haven't had the benefit, Judge, of being in the office there for quite some time. And what I can tell you is that when I did appear once, subsequent to my medical issues hospitalizing me,
this guy's the worst lawyer ever.
I know, it's so bad.
Knocked me to the point, Judge, where I was told that I should not venture out publicly for a couple of months. I should just stay home, and which is what I'm doing now. And thank you for the opportunity of appearing on Zoom.
So he was told not to venture out. And then, but on March 14th, he moseyed on down to the courthouse because he got a hard on because he's like, oh, Turtleboy can go to jail. Let's fucking do it. Oh, we got the fake victim is saying that, you know, he violated the order. Let's throw him back in jail. Let's say he's dangerous and then not explain how he's dangerous. Let's see how that goes. Fucking madness.
By the way, that's where I am. I expect that I'll be more back into the swing of things. Certainly not 100%, but enough where I can meet with my investigators and determine what else may be out there that Mr. Bradle is entitled to. But I respectfully, I don't want to hear it on one end. This is a prosecutor who's rushed, who's not doing anything, Judge. I mean, I've had cases myself where I represented this court that I walked into a conference room at a police department and was confronted with thousands of hours of videotapes, probably 500,000, if not more, pages of discovery. And the Commonwealth was not required to narrow it down because the Commonwealth indicated we may use any or all of it at time of trial depending. That Mr. Bray was nowhere near that situation.
Attorney Mello, what I'm hearing from the defense is that they don't even have the grand jury minutes and all of the exhibits with the grand jury minutes in order to determine whether they have filed motions. What I'm going to order the Commonwealth to do is to provide all automatic discovery under Rule 14 on or before May 8th. That I'm also requiring the Commonwealth to file.
The analogy I gave outside court before is that, like, Mello is the kid who's suddenly healthy on spree day, but when, like, every other day of the school year he's sick. He's like, oh, but I'm much better today because spree day is the day that I can go to jail and he could by dangerousness hearing, and the other days are the days where he has to do his fucking job. Now,
totally. I don't want to eat my lima beans because I'm not hungry, Mom. And then, but there's cake for dessert. Well, I'm hungry. Can I have some cake? No,
no. Now it's like, we believe that, and this is just what I think is happening. I think so. His contract pays him. He can earn up to $80,000 and the contract goes to June. And he's already maxed out the 80 G's because he's billable hours. So every hour he works, allegedly, I don't think he's worked that many hours, but every hour he works from now on, he doesn't get paid for until the contract runs out in June, at which point he'd be able to either, I don't know, renegotiate a new one and get paid more. I don't know how that would work. I can't imagine they would pay him more. Or I think that we're going to see a tap out in June from him. Like, I'm too sick to keep going. And if I'm on the McAlbert team, aren't you begging this guy to tap out at this point? Like, why? If you want me to go to jail, how do you want? You think that guy's going to send me to jail?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, if I'm anybody who wants you to go to jail, I'm looking at Ken Mello like, dude, is there anybody else we can get to do this, man? Like, listen to this guy. He sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he's terrible.
I've seen the trolls say that too. They're just like, dude, Mello's got to tap out. We got to, like, their number one concern is I go to jail. They need me in jail. That makes them happy for some reason. And they're like, dude, we thought he was the guy, but he's clearly, he's taken some serious L's when he went into court and he didn't know that you couldn't apply for a stay away order on December 22nd. That didn't go well. And Krupp dressed him down when he said he could bring the whole internet to court. That didn't go well. It's just like he's taken L after L after L. And I think they're just sick of watching this happen. So I think he's going to tap out.
I think you're right in the sense that, like, I think that he is absolutely delaying things, dragging things out, playing keep away, basically. And it's just, like you said before, to keep you from the trial. This is all surrounding the Karen Read, obviously. 100%. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot to not see that. So if as long as he keeps dragging it out, that's the goal here, because, and I feel like it's by any means necessary, which is why they picked Ken Mello, because he's already been reprimanded at least twice by the bar. His career is over. On this website, it's spelled the same way as it's spelled. He spells office on his website with 3 F's. The guy is an idiot. He's a buffoon. So he's basically a puppet for Michael Morrissey and whatever he wants him to do. And so if he gets sanctioned, it won't matter because his career is shit anyway.
That's true. He just needs the money. I mean, this is a nice payday for him. I can't imagine he had many other clients. So, like, as somebody says, stay with the devil, I'm like, I don't want him to go away because I want him to be the prosecutor. Although if he does tap out in June, it makes me wonder, you know, like would anyone else take this case? Like he was the last guy. Like there might not be anyone lower than him willing to embarrass themselves like this and take on this ridiculous, stupid case that's going nowhere. Like, why would anybody degrade themselves like that? What kind of respectable attorney would do that? But I suppose they could probably find someone, you know,
he's
like,
not even a self-respecting attorney. You know what I
true,
mean? Like this guy is a clown. He's a cartoon character. It's insane.
Right. And so like, I don't know. I don't know if I want him to tap out or whatever, but I also think that like, I don't know. I just think a lot can happen between now and June, like with indictments, like a lot, like this, just the Reed case. Who knows what these people are going to say on the stand that can help me? It can only help. It can't hurt. The Reed trial going first, definitely an advantage for me. So I think that, you know, if indictments come to, then my problems immediately go away. If Tully's indicted, done. I'm just don't have to worry about shit. So I mean, there's going to go away sometime. And I just feel like it's got to be coming. Got to be coming.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens on the 8th when he needs to, I mean, he's not going to get any more extensions. There's just no way unless the corruption goes all the way up to the judges.
Yeah.
But
let me see. Have we reached this part yet?
They feel is germane and not germane.
We have reached.
So
this
that's
part.
why he
Okay.
received the large volume he did. A prosecutor who's rushed, who's not doing anything, Judge. I mean, I've had cases myself where I represented this court that I walked into a conference room at a police department, and if not more pages of discovery, and the Commonwealth was not required to narrow it down because the Commonwealth indicated we may use any or all of it at time of trial, depending.
And whether they have filed motions. What I'm going to order the Commonwealth to do is on or before May 8th.
May 8th. He's got to have it. 2
I'm
weeks.
also requiring the Commonwealth to file a notice of discovery of every item that has been provided on or before that date to the defense. And if there are issues that need to be the subject of a protective order, then certainly you can file pursuant to the rule laying out the grounds for any basis for that.
Okay, I appreciate that, Your Honor. Understand that in an abundance of caution, please, Your Honor, we may be providing Mr. Bradel with materials we've already provided him with. That's not for any purpose other than to ensure that he has the materials that we believe he has.
I love that when he said that. He's just like, oh, we're going to overdo it. We've given him so much shit. We're going to give him it all. So we apologize ahead of time if we've given him the same thing.
Right.
Because he's such an overachiever. He's such a hard worker, that Ken Mello.
So, I mean, but you know, the judge just wants to get through this and already make his point. He's basically just sticking to, okay, whatever, the 8th. But at the same time, you know, Mello is already pre-planning. Like you just said, he's already pre-planning. When you know why doesn't he have his own paralegals or whatever to go through what the judge is ordering to provide? Why is he already giving the disclaimer? Well, I'm going to give him more. Do your job, dude. Do your job. Like, you don't have anybody working for you. You're a special prosecutor hired by the Norfolk County DA, and you don't have a secretary. You don't have somebody.
Nothing. He's got nothing. He's got nothing.
So we may just provide him with the same packages he's already received, other than for those that we can specifically say we know Mr. Bradel's received these. But there have been some drives, and my understanding is he has all the grand jury minutes. I don't believe any grand jury minutes have been withheld.
Nope.
But what was filed?
We haven't gotten the fake victims grand jury minutes, so I have no idea what lies she told the grand jury. And I'm told that Krusty Panties also testified in front of a grand jury. We haven't gotten that, so we're still waiting on that. So no, we haven't got them all, dipshit.
Today is indicating that the exhibits for each of the grand jury presentations have not been provided to this date. So certainly, Attorney Mello, I know you understand your obligations under Rule 14 and the special requirements of a prosecutor in order to provide that information in a timely fashion. So I'm going to require that to be provided by May 8th with that certificate of discovery filed with the court as well.
Very good, Your Honor.
Thank you. Judge, a couple of responsive comments, if I may. Judge, I haven't seen an abundance of caution in this case. I've seen nothing but an abundance of delay and obfuscation whenever any obligation of the Commonwealth comes forward. I'm beginning to think that counsel here is so deficient in complying with these obligations. I think he's I think he's hired to do this, to delay,
Ooh, I like this.
to stop Mr. Kearney from getting anywhere with this case, to keep him away from the Karen Reed case. And this is an intentional deprivation, Your Honor. Counsel said, "Oh, this isn't any intentional anything." That's not true, Your Honor. And let me tell you, the reason that I have a bit of a attitude about this discovery issues, which I can't remember ever having, Your Honor, in my 30 years. But here, Your Honor, I learned that the grand jury minutes were ready and were available by looking at the Karen Reed murder case discovery from that ADA, who provided, before I got them, my grand jury minutes were given to counsel for Ms. Reed. And that's why
True story. He was talking to David Yannetti one day. And he's just
that shit.
And David Yannetti's just like, so we got all, we were just reading over your Aidan's grand jury minutes because we were sent them by Lally. And he's like, wait, what? You guys got the grand jury minutes for my client and they haven't sent them to us? Oh, he just has, he's like, you heard him in there. He's like, we were only sending the ones we were going to use. But that's not how it works. You got to send everything, motherfucker. Like, we're entitled. It's the fucking law. I have rights. Like, as a defendant.
Right.
It just doesn't there.
And it's like the Commonwealth continuously, between Karen Reed's case and your case, continuously seem to prove that they don't give a shit about anyone's rights.
No one's.
It's crazy.
I learned that they were available and ready, and counsel here apparently gave them to Mr. Lally, the prosecutor there, who provided them to the Karen Reed defense team before I got them. That's how I learned of them. So if that's not a smoking gun that shows that counsel for the Commonwealth here is intentionally withholding documents from us, I don't know what is. And that's why I come to the court in the way that I do.
And certainly any issues with delay of discovery or any obfuscation, as you've indicated, that certainly, as I've acknowledged, that there are special requirements here that need to be met, and they'll be met by May 8th. There was also, I know, there was also filed in the 24 case a motion for discovery that the same order will apply to that as well, and that you would file a motion for a bill of particulars.
I have, Your Honor. I'd like to be heard on that today, if I may.
And Attorney Mello, have you had an opportunity to review that?
I have not, Judge. On the bill,
that was filed in February, Your Honor.
On the motion of bill, I have, Your Honor. We have no objection to the motion for bill of particulars.
Okay.
So get it to us. A bill of particulars, for those of you unfamiliar, is basically saying that we need, like you saw in the charging documents, they said, he said this, and then they list what I said. And then in the next page, they say, here's the witness intimidation statute. But what they don't do is say, here's how this violates this. They never do that. That's what a bill of particulars would do. It connects the dots. It explains how something. So like, you're like, he said that he was going to come back to Canton and blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, he did say that. It's on video. So how does that violate the witness intimidation statute? They just took a bunch of shit I said that like, listen to this guy. This guy's bad. This guy's real bad. He swears and he's insensitive, and just listen to him. He's real bad. But they don't explain how it's witness intimidation. Not at all.
Did they play the clips from your videos that they timestamped and shared the titles to the grand jury?
We don't know because they haven't provided that to us. We have no idea what they fucking played. But whatever it was, I'm sure it was out of context. It was probably picking, you know what I mean? It's like, that's how these people do. That's how they do. And the grand jurors get to ask questions. Now, I read the grand jury minutes in it. I can't say anything about what they say, but the grand jurors are allowed to ask questions, and boy, do they ask some good ones. And I can't wait to let them out.
There's also a motion for specific discovery, Your Honor, as well.
Attorney Bradle, I'm not going to take any action on that at this point. I know that there were specific requests that were made in detail. That obviously Commonwealth is aware of that as well, too, that if that is not addressed for the
Commonwealth, so that I can see where, if anywhere, they object to any of these, and we can then have a court hearing about it.
Yes, so I'm going to order Attorney Mello that your response that was due on the cross motion, I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond to that, acknowledging the medical situation that you're dealing with, that should also be responded to in writing on or before May 8th.
Yes, sir.
And that same deadline for the motion for specific discovery, if there are objections that are raised or any materials that are contained within there that should be the subject of a protective order, that should be filed on or before that day as well.
Very good, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I may just respond, not to say I resent, but I take some offense to the
Take
allegation
offense.
that we're attempting to delay this. That's certainly not a marching order I've ever received. In fact, I've never received any direction whatsoever from the district attorney's office in the performance of my duties, my obligations. With respect to the
Bullshit. 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 No fucking
That's
way.
a fucking
Oh, yeah.
lie.
He's just like a lone ranger out there. Ken Mello fucking is owned by no man.
And we know it's bullshit because he's already been reprimanded at least twice by the bar. Like, come on, dude. Like, he's full of
Well, he's
shit.
saying in this case that he works independent of the district attorney. That he just,
Oh,
they don't tell him what to do.
yeah, he said that in that one magazine interview. Or
Yeah,
that
in the interview,
yeah.
he's like, I marched to a beat of my own drum. Look at Ken Mello, Lone Ranger. You're like, yeah, but then who does he answer to then? Like, who's your boss if we want to complain? Like, how does that make sense? Like, what the fuck is this guy even? Who is he accountable to? This fucking guy.
Right, which makes me
grand jury
think that
minutes
he's
one-
instructed to say that. You know what I mean? Which goes back to the theory that's why they hired him, is because he can do whatever he wants and screw everything up, and it's not going to matter because he's a special prosecutor we contracted. We don't have any control over what he does and how he handles his case. Bullshit.
Right. Bullshit indeed.
Kill a day judge. Obviously, that was an oversight. My understanding was when I was in the hospital, that was provided to Mr. Bradle. I can say that I haven't provided a single shred of information on any subject whatsoever, Your Honor, to Attorney Lally with respect to the Reed case.
Bullshit.
We have never
who did?
exchanged one piece of information.
And who did?
And it's intentional that I'm keeping distance from the district attorney's office in that regard. I don't want there to be any allegations that we're conspiring with each other to move these cases together. That is not the case. Mr. Bradle.
So how did they get him then?
Right.
How did they get him? How did Adam Lally get them and send them to David Yannetti if this guy didn't send them first? Who sent them?
I mean, you have to be blind to not see exactly what the purpose of indicting you is. He's still acting like everyone is blind and stupid, that they can't see that the entire one common denominator between everything here is the Karen Reed case. This is they're only interested in you based on the Karen Reed case. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're not interested in much else. That's about it. That's the only aspect of my life that they're interested in is the Karen Reed case. So, I mean, just give me a break. They got him somehow. If maybe Mello didn't know, maybe Mello didn't. He's just unknown because maybe he's just like the idiot and the district attorney's office. Like, we'll take those and we won't even tell this motherfucker. Either way, they got him.
Well, we know that's bullshit. We know that's not true because it was him on that phone call when he called the Canton Police Department, spoke to somebody higher up to try to get the Canton 9 charged.
That's true.
Across the street from D&E. That was under his direct order. So, and they were protesting what? They were protesting the Karen Reed case, and they were protesting Chris Albert and his involvement in the Karen Reed case. So why was it Ken Mello?
Yeah, why was he involved at all?
I mean, I'm talking directly. It wasn't like he had somebody call for him. He called.
Yep.
So, and there's a fucking recording of it.
It's insane. It's insane.
Judge, and I'd like an explanation as to how my grand jury minutes got to the Karen Reed defense team before they got to me.
Attorney Bradle, if you want to file something on that issue, I'm happy to address it. Both of you are experienced counsel. I expect that both of you are going to abide by the rules of discovery and abide by the rules of professional conduct in this case. So that is the deadline of May 8th. I'm going to schedule further hearing after that, but Attorney Mello, I'm going to give you an opportunity to provide that information, and that I'm not going to select a date at this point, that I need to check the court's calendar. I'll be the clerk's office will be in contact with both of you to schedule a further date.
Thank you. Judge, with respect to the 2024 indictments, yes, just so it's clear, I presume that the court's order applies to the 24 case as well.
Yes, okay. All discovery, automatic discovery pursuant to Rule 14 shall be provided on or before May 8th on that case as well.
And just a procedural issue there, Judge. I just want to make sure everything's there's no misunderstandings here. Is that Attorney Novak is another special prosecutor. I believe he's counsel of record on the 24 case. So I don't know if Attorney Mello is on that case or not, or what they're doing.
Attorney Mello, are you filing an appearance on that case as well?
I will file an appearance on that, Your Honor. For the record, Attorney Novak was retained to assist me with First Amendment issues that Mr. Bradle was originally raising. It was not intended that...
Wait, he hired Novak for First Amendment issues? Like, is he unfamiliar with the First Amendment? He needs a First Amendment consultant? Is that like what he's saying? Like, what? That's like it's like I don't really. Once Bradel mentioned the First Amendment, I didn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So I got to bring in the 1A guy Novak. What? How do you?
I mean,
the first one.
It almost would fly only because the law that he uses to apply to charge the Canton 9 is clearly a violation of the First Amendment. The law itself is a violation of the First Amendment.
Yep.
So I mean, he could play dumb and be like, "I don't know shit about the First Amendment,"
Oh, yeah,
you know. But
what's that? Yeah, First Amendment.
I call bullshit though.
Taking any court appearances, he essentially covered for me when I was hospitalized. Again, that's where some confusion may have stepped in with respect to the fact that Mr. Bradel did not receive 1 day of the grand jury minutes.
Okay, so I'll expect an appearance on that case as well.
What happened to the Zoom?
Goes quiet for a minute there.
And
I
then, Your
remember
Honor,
that.
just as far as my cross motion for sanctions, did you want to put that on the subsequent date, or shall we take that?
Yeah,
up
we
today?
didn't even get
That's
to
going to
the
be placed over to the
sanctions. We want
subsequent date.
sanctions on
Attorney
this
Mello has an
motherfucker.
opportunity to respond to that in writing on it before May 8th.
He gets
For the record,
another
that would be Attorney
extension.
Mello's third deadline to respond.
Third deadline to respond.
23rd works, Your
He's
Honor.
had enough.
So May 23rd, 2 p.m.
Very well.
Attorney Mello, that'll be an in-person hearing. If there's any issues that arise before then, please alert Attorney Bradel and the court.
Well, I will tell you when I'm having surgery a little over a week before that, but I anticipate I'll be able to appear.
He's already coming up with excuses about why he can't come to the May 23rd hearing.
Already.
He's like,
Yeah.
well, I anticipate I'll be there. I anticipate I'll be able to be there. I'm having surgery. I guarantee he's going to try to fucking get out of this. He's going to try to weasel out of this. Well, you think he's going to have his homework done for May 8th?
No.
I doubt it.
No,
he'll have another excuse.
He'll be spending the energy that he should be spending to provide the information that Bradel requires to defend you properly. He'll be using that energy to come up with an excuse.
Yes.
To not have it.
Right. Look at this guy. He's surgery.
All right, counsel, anything else to address at this point?
That's it, Your Honor. Thank you very
No,
much.
Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll see you May 23rd at 2 p.m.
All right, so May 23rd, 2 p.m. All right, cool. Real quick, let me read a couple of turtle chats here before we get back to the last piece here. Got a few to bang out here. I'll read through. Lily sends $10, says, "Hey, Turtleboy and Will, play Will's JLR cheeseburger and slide skits from his intro. Thank you for all you do. I could fly over during the trial and support you all in person. Come to Australia." Yeah, maybe I'm good with JLR now. I feel like we've given him enough attention. So thank you. Vinnie Boomba, Dr. Vinnie Boomba sends $10 and says, "Please excuse trophy husband Mello from court because he needs a brain transplant." Oh, no. Abby Normal has volunteered. Okay. Thank you. Michael sends $10 and says, Please let Will rip a super chat. Okay. Super chat. All right. Joanna spends $5 and says, "This guy is a love child of Walters and Giannetti. He's got their delusions, being obnoxious and excessive lawsuits. The Delulu is strong in this family." True that. Krista sends $10 and says, "Ask Will if he has ventilation in his studio. I'm worried about all the secondhand smoke will hurt Clubber." Love you both. Is Clubber okay?
Clever's good. It's a big studio.
Okay. Amanda sends $5 and says, "Curious, as a taxpayer, is there a way to see Mello's billable hours?" Yeah, I wrote a whole story about it. Check it out. I know doctor can get it. If he's been on the sick house or arrest for months and not in office, what is he doing? Love Bradel starting to get rowdy for sure. Absolutely. Some guy with cancer sends $5 and says, "I have stage 4 cancer. And besides from making everyone uncomfortable with cancer jokes, I also tell people when my health prevents me from doing something in advance." Is that a Plevin dig? Is that a Plevin dig? I don't know. Plevin's talking shit about me, obviously online, and making a lot of he's accusing me of I don't even know the latest shit he's saying. The documentation. It's I'm not saying, again, documentation. All I know is Plevin raised a buttload of money for terminal cancer 5 years ago. More than 5 years ago, and he said he had 5 years to live, and he's still alive. I'm just saying.
And he looks pretty spry. He looks pretty spry.
It's he likes documentation. I mean, can we get I've done many stories before. I'm not saying he's faking cancer. but I've done a lot of stories on people who have fake cancer. It wouldn't be the first time it happened. I'm just saying. All right, next up.
I mean, it's not like it's unfair to call him a liar either. You know what I
he's
mean?
a pathological. You're right. He's a well-documented liar. So, and he shamelessly lies too. Like he knows he's lying,
Totally.
and yet he keeps lying. It's just like
fascinating.
Like Fucci. Yeah, it's just interesting. Just saying. All right. Next up, Rebecca sends $5 and says, "Please read JLR's comment. It made me die laughing. Free Karen Reed. Love your channel, Turtleboy." Thank you very much, Rebecca. I don't know what JLR's comment is, and I ain't reading it, but thank you for the $5. Doctor sends $5, says, "You and Will are great and are the only two I'll still follow after Karen is green and John's killers are held accountable along with their co-conspirators." Well, I would suggest you follow all the content creators, but you do you, Doctor. I appreciate that. Ken sends $5.
A lot of good ones out there.
Right, there are. We need to see the Intimidator, Ken says. You're going to keep it at bay for now, Ken. Okay, you've got my phone. You can see it in there. Yeah. OG Turtle Rider for TB sends $10 and says, "You knew a month ago that Mello was going to go in sick today. You said it in a show. Another great job." Did I call that? I think I might have.
More than likely. I mean, I don't remember, vividly enough, but it's
sounds like some might say.
I mean, there's been so many predictions that have come to fruition throughout this whole thing so far.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. And these people are so predictable. Everybody that has been making fools of themselves have been so predictable. It's been so much fun.
$10 from A-Rod and says, "A shout out to the Glare. He's a great person. A great friend to you,
thanks.
Aidan. He has stuck by you the whole way. You have. I really appreciate that. He doesn't just pop in and out of streams for hours, keeps up to date, reads all the documents, always so nice to the viewers. I have never seen a podcaster like him." Wow, big fan here. So nice to see Tom D. He's gold. Only love for him. Well, big fan there. A-Rod. Thank you very much, A-Rod. Appreciate that. And I'm sure the Glare does too.
That's really nice. Thank you.
$5 from Peanut Butter Legs says, "Mello was calling from Norfolk Superior Court." Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. Do we have any more cash apps here just to bang through a couple? Spencer B sends $25 and says, "For your fake oxygen nasal cannula." Okay. Thank you. Mary Harrison sends $10 and goes, "BWH RNS for Free Karen Reed. Don't change. Don't so sound will." Okay, thank you, Mary. V sent $5 and says, "Keep up the honest coverage. Tell Will to keep the super chat. Okay. And Jim Ferris Bueller sends $5 and says, "Will must be from Tennessee because he's the only 10 I see." How about that? Gracie sends $10.
Wow, man. Your followers are really, really nice, man.
Yeah, they're very kind. Yeah, they're nice people. Gracie sends $10 and says, "Just saying, I feel good that the fool traveled all the way just to make a fool of himself like an ass. We used to watch him, but now another one bites the dust. Unsubscribing to him now. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you very much there, sir." Okay. All right. Last thing I'm going to play, guys, is a clip here of Court TV last night. And maybe we'll have time for the whole thing. Maybe we won't. Let me find it real quick. Somebody sent it to me earlier. Let's see. I know I have this somewhere. Give me one sec.
I will be right back in just a second.
Go for it, brother. I got this from, I think Carrie sent it to me. Got it. Okay. All right. So we're going to watch some Court TV real quick to end the night. This is because I'm in this. They bring me up in this segment. And here we go.
Or was she framed by police who covered up their own murder? That will be the question for the jury when this supercharged trial gets underway on Court TV with opening statements.
We're not putting up with that. We're right here today, Jim McDermott, and we're not going to be quiet. We got it.
It's a case unlike any other that I've ever seen in all my years at Court TV. Karen Reed is a
fucking Vinnie. You're muted.
Sorry about that. They always
There
say
you go.
they always say we boo the O'Keefe family, but clearly those are not members of the O'Keefe family. So just so we have that right.
accused of murdering her police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. There he is. They claim that she purposely ran him over with her car, backed into him. He was laying on the lawn of a house that was having a party, and then she drove away and let him die in the cold. She claims she's being framed by the people who were at that party, other police officers and family members. This trial, I'm telling you, it's like a tinderbox waiting to explode in Dedham, Massachusetts. Same courthouse where it happened many, many years ago. when Sacco Vanzetti was tried
you can't not
and
mention
convicted. Matt Johnson is there in Dedham, Massachusetts, and has the latest for us today from the courthouse.
Hey, Vinnie, jury selection now moves into a fifth day here in Dedham, Massachusetts in the killer or cover-up murder trial. So far, 19 jurors have been impaneled. The court looking to have 20 before 16 jurors will be seated to hear the case. That includes 4 alternates. Reed is accused of running over her police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe, and leaving him to die in the snow back in 2022. The defense claims that she's being framed in a police cover-up. Last week, the judge handed down a major decision, telling the defense that they can't point the finger at other people during their opening statement. The judge has yet to rule on several other key motions, including background checks on jurors before they're sworn in. The Commonwealth also wants to keep the defense from calling D.A. Morrissey as a witness unless they can prove that testimony is relevant. Meanwhile, the defense wants the jury moved, arguing some members of the jury won't be able to see the face of the witness during testimony, which violates, according to them, Reed's 6th and 14th Amendment rights to face-to-face confrontation. The Commonwealth's response to that particular motion moved the trial to a different courtroom in the same courthouse here behind me. That's the very latest from Dedham. I'll send it back to you, Vinnie.
All right, Matt Johnson in Dedham. Take a look.
Oh, that's the guy that isn't that the guy that
morning
checked that one chick that she was up there the other day, like and you added the crickets. I added the crickets when I was reviewing it, and then I saw you put a video doing the same thing. Where
yes, that is the same guy with Julie Grant. I got a story about him tomorrow. Yes.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, really?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. I mean, I'm just reviewing, documenting what a piece of shit.
He checked her so good.
That was great. Yeah, that was great.
Let's bring back in our think tank Al Wunsch, Darnell Crosland, and Natalie Burrell. All right, Darnell, could you sell a police conspiracy in front of a court, in front of a jury, a courtroom?
Yeah. Actually, those are my specialties. So those are like my 5 sales. Those are the easy ones. In this particular case, I think that she's already got a real good groundswell, which tells me that she and me are not alone in believing that this conspiracy is possible. That's why so many people are supporting her. I have a problem with the way she walks in the court so cocky though all the time. I mean, someone died here. And as our fellow speaker said, you got to have some kind of empathy. Basically, this was a tragedy no matter what, whether she did it or someone else. And she just floats through the air, just smiling and like just another day. Did she hate him that much?
She said she doesn't hate him. She wants to find the real killer, who she believes is inside the house. That's what she's saying. Natalie,
I hate how they always say that. They don't like the way she looks. Like, who gives a fuck how she looks?
Dude, no, like she just exudes confidence.
Yeah.
Like she knows this whole thing's a sham.
Yes.
And what do you expect her to do? Sit there and look all somber? Yeah. I love that she's not pulling an Amber Heard. She's not walking in there dressed like a librarian. She's wearing what
coming like a business bitch.
Like a business bitch going to court. And she's like, this is my team, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait while they do their thing and wait this bullshit out because it's bullshit.
Exactly. She does not give a fuck, and neither should she.
Right?
And that offends people for some reason.
And I love it.
What are your thoughts in
people off?
General about trials where the defense is going to attempt, I guess through cross-examination and calling their own witnesses, try to demonstrate to this jury that their client is not only like not guilty, but innocent because somebody else did it, and it's the police, and they're framing her.
This is really interesting because the someone else did it or alternative suspect defense is a pretty common defense across criminal cases. A shoddy police investigation is also a common defense. What is not so common is saying that the police did it and now they're framing me, right? And so that's going to draw some incredulity from some people, and some people will be more likely to listen to that because they don't trust the police, for example. So I think this is really going to come down to the demographics of the area. How do the people in that area generally feel about the police? And if you're already coming from
She's basically saying There are a lot of black people in Norfolk County because we don't trust the police. That's what she's saying right there. Like this can work if there's a lot of black people, she's saying. But I think she misreads, like, because I've never been a BLM guy. I've never been like an anti-police guy. Like,
right.
It's going to be filled with people like me who are just going to review these facts and be like, yeah, this doesn't add up at all. Like,
I feel like everybody that they bring up on court TV gets maybe a briefing of what's going on with this case. There's no way to fully understand it and give a really insightful professional insight to the case, whether you're a lawyer or not. There's no way to do it unless you really look into the case. There's a lot of deep diving to do to properly understand this case. Just by getting a synopsis from somebody before you go on somebody's panel on Court TV or News Nation or whatever, that's not enough.
Isn't it amazing that like these same people that go on and talk about Murdaugh or, Chad Daybell or any of this stuff, they all seem to know the facts of those cases. You notice that? Like they all know them all. They can talk about it. You get any of these people on the Karen Reed case, no one's read fucking anything. It's remarkable that none of these people have fucking read anything.
Well, because those cases are pretty cut and dry. They're used to that. This case is absolutely complicated. When this case was first told to me and recommended to me, they were like, it was Deets on the Streets actually, and she was like, you can't just read a news article. You can't just listen to a news clipping about it. You have to actually look into the documents. You have to look into this case before you can form an opinion, or else you're going to be just like these other zombies that are walking around.
Like the people that they have, like when they bring on me or Nick Rocco or somebody like that, we obviously know what we're talking about, but we're not lawyers. We're not like talking heads. The only person on that channel who they regularly bring on who knows fuck all about this case is Melanie Little. She's read everything.
Right.
And she is caught on, I will give her credit, in a very small amount of time. Like she didn't get big into this case. Like I didn't start seeing her till I was in jail on TV talking about this case. That woman knows the court documents like the back of her hand. Like she knows fucking everything about it. In a short amount of time.
She's a badass. And
you see the way Coverup talks about her, the way she talks down to her.
Yeah. And I mean, poor Melanie Little, because she's really classy. And this is what's crazy is Melanie Little will block you. She'll boot you out of her chat if you trash talk anybody, including Coffindoffer. And then Coffindoffer trashes her all over Twitter, spreads lies about her.
She's a cunt.
I mean,
she's tried being civil. I noticed that with Melanie early on is she tried to say that like, oh, we're not going to bash Kof and David. No, we're not going to do that. It's like, you might as well, because that's where this is going. I know how Kof and David works. She's a cunt. Even when she tries to say nice things about people, she does it in the most cunty way possible. Like the way she came up here. Yeah, she had this tweet yesterday about how like I went and I talked with some Karen Reed supporter and I felt bad for them. They were a nice person, but they're just brainwashed. It's like that's so demeaning. That person that you interviewed there knows infinitely more about this case than Jennifer Coffin-Daver ever will.
Right.
And way more research. And she just looks down at them like, oh, you're such a nice person. You mean well, but you're just brainwashed by the evil. Except when it comes to me, I'm like the evil blogger that is brainwashed all you people. And Karen Reed, she hates me and Karen Reed. She thinks that we have it's so condescending the way she speaks to these people.
And don't forget that all of you, and myself included, have villainized poor Chloe Albert. Poor Chloe Albert has been made out to be this criminal, which is like, no. Chloe Albert is as much of a victim as John O'Keefe.
Yeah.
Chloe Albert was murdered in order to cover up a murder.
Oh, you think Chloe's dead?
Period. Oh, I absolutely believe Chloe's dead. I mean, why? Okay, Coffindoffer, first of all, she seems to be the only person with the backstory as far as to what happened to Chloe and knows where Chloe is.
Vermont. Yeah, because she's McAlbert, because that's what the McAlberts have told her. She just repeats whatever they say.
Right. And I mean, it's funny how she's the only one who seems to have all this inside information on Chloe. Funny about that, right?
Plus you too. Yeah.
Right. Right. So, I mean, but nobody wants to, nobody looks into this and nobody asks these kind of questions because only idiots listen to Coffin.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah. So let me ask you. So why did you turn down Plevin's interview invitation to go on his stupid circle jerk?
Same reason you did. I mean, you're not. You look at the pattern of behavior with these people when they claim they want to debate. They don't want to debate. Their mind.
It wasn't a debate format. It's like, so you can come on here and talk for 10 minutes, and then we don't debate. Then what's the point? Like, it's like I can do that on my own channel. I can talk for 10 minutes on my own channel. What
right.
On his for.
Right.
This idiot views like, no thanks. I'm good.
I mean, I would have done it honestly. Like I mentioned it on my channel. If I was going to go on there, don't expect me to be classy and nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call Grant a fucking liar. I'm going to call Kaufendorfer, if she would have been up there, a fucking liar. The True Crime and Wine lady, I would have called her a fucking idiot. I would have called Plevin a fucking idiot. I would just spent the whole time insulting these people because they're just willfully ignorant assholes. I mean, and they prove it time and time and time again. It would have been absolutely naive of me after seeing their patterns of behavior individually, not even together. It would have been totally naive of me to go up there thinking that I was going to convince somebody or make points to them that they would go, oh, okay. It wouldn't have happened. It would have been a waste of my time, a waste of my breath, a waste of my energy. And so, no, forget it. You know,
it's like I don't need to give a monologue. Like that's the format. I was against the format. And like you said, none of these people are, honest brokers. Like, and the only person I have any interest in debating is Coverup because she has a platform that's comparable to mine. Like me going up against any of them is a gift to them. Like, like they're beneath me. Like these people have a couple thousand. I mean, Kevin's got like 1,300 Twitter followers. I got fucking 56,000. Me debating him is a fucking gift to him. Me acknowledging his existence is a fucking gift. Like he does not deserve that.
Yeah, there was this other dude. I mean, I guess he's a TikToker. I don't even know his name. I don't care what his name is. And I got requests to go over his shit and review his shit. And I'm like, that guy wishes that I would mention his name. I mean, his video had like 300 views on it. I'm like, why am I going to waste my time?
Yeah,
this guy's
exactly.
He's not a threat to misinformation. Him spreading misinformation means nothing. What do I care?
Yep.
You know, he would love for me to review him. He'd love for me to mention his name. I'm not doing it.
That generally trust the police, that's going to be a hard one to advance on that jury. We'll just have to see how that plays out. But I completely understand why the judge will not allow them to name particular people in the opening because you don't know what cross-examination is going to bear out once the witnesses start testifying.
Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about very specific people doing some very specific things, but they're not going to be able to open on it. Al, I just want to go a different direction with you and talk about Turtleboy. Take a look. Here's Turtleboy speaking at the protest. This is the YouTube live streamer who has posted video after video after video about this case, believes Karen Reed is innocent, has confronted the people who were in that house. As a result, has been charged with allegations of witness intimidation. There he's wearing a free Karen Reed sweatshirt after being released on bail. But these days, he's also wearing a free Turtleboy hat. Take a look, because right here on Saturday, Turtleboy went live on YouTube and interviewed a dismissed juror from this case.
My show.
Let's take a listen.
My show.
So I was walking across the street with this one.
This is what I mean by award-winning journalism.
What's the story behind the ruffle shirt? I missed that one. Is that just because it's ink? Or it was a gift?
Somebody said to me, like, I was called flamboyant in the New York Post. And so somebody sent me a pink flamboyant shirt and I had to rock it. How can I not?
Oh, I would have rocked that shit. If I would have got that in the mail, I'd have been like, I'm wearing this my next live.
How can I not rock it? So of course I rock it. And I think I rocked it well. And it's just funny that this made court TV. Because you know what? Because I interviewed a juror. I mean, that is actual journalism. Like tracking down a juror from the Karen Reed trial and having her on to share her perspective about what happened. That's what actual journalism is. That's what nobody else is doing. And she said some interesting things. Interesting enough that Court TV thought it was worth taking a clip of my segment and putting it on their channel for their national. Like that's how and to the trolls, I just want to say, like, motherfuckers, that's how relevant I am. Just know that. Like, that Vinnie Politan and the producers at Court TV watch my show. Just like you motherfuckers do.
Hi, Vinnie.
Yeah, Vinnie. They watch my show because they know that the content they're going to get on here, they cannot get anywhere fucking else. Because you know why, trolls? Because I matter. And that's what pisses you people off the most, is that no matter how hard you try, I matter. You dedicate your lives to me because I matter and you don't. And you're like, I can't figure out, he'll never figure out who I am. I don't care who you are. I don't, unless you do a self-dox like Jill Daniels did. I'm not interested because you don't matter. I do. You talk about me. You think about me. You watch my show because I'm the trendsetter here. Like what I say on this show is what y'all are going to talk about tomorrow. And you know what I mean? You're going to take this clip and you're going to be like, oh, he said this. And here's a contradiction of where he said somewhere else. But it doesn't matter because you're watching it. At the end of the day, you're fucking watching it because I matter and you don't. I ignore you because you're insignificant. You can't ignore me because you know that I matter at the end of the day. And here I am on Court TV. They're taking my fucking segment and making it part of theirs because it is a newsworthy thing. Bitches. Just wanted to point it out.
The only reason Plevin has 86 people in his chat versus 50 is because of me. You're welcome, Plevin.
Yes, exactly.
You're welcome.
There you go. All right.
Girl who said to me quietly, this seems really unusual for a court case. I wonder if this is for whose court date is today. So I knew she was, referring to Karen Reed case.
Yeah.
And then when we were in the courtroom and you have to hold up your cards, they're saying, has anybody ever heard of this case before? Pretty much everybody held up their card except for her. And I'm sitting there and I'm next to her and I'm like, I know you know about this case. We just had a conversation walking across the street about it.
Get out of here.
So it was obvious to me that there were people in there that were like a little apprehensive about admitting that they knew about it.
All right, Al, who does this? If a juror knows about this, right? Like all of the fanfare and all these protests, dozens and dozens, hundreds of people. How is this going to play? They've moved the protesters 200 feet away from the courthouse, by the way.
Love it, Tom.
And well, they should. I mean, witnesses should not be intimidated. I mean, this guy Turtleboy is taking things way, way, way out of control.
Again, calm down, fat boy. Like,
relax.
You don't know the first thing about me. I would ask him, can you explain that, please? Can you explain how he's taking this out of control? Explain in one sentence. What specifically have I done? Go.
I mean, he's getting that just from seeing clips here and there of you yelling through a megaphone.
Right. That's it. They take it. I guess that's too far because they really hate that megaphone. They don't like the thing.
Let's not read a blog and actually, compare what you've discovered in your investigations as far as what you've discovered through your investigations and compare that to what evidence the defense is actually using and how much of your investigations have led to some of the evidence that the defense is going to be using in Karen Reed's case. Let's not point that out. Let's just point out the fact that you're loud and disruptive.
Right. That's all that matters. Yeah. Yeah. They don't like that.
It's ridiculous that he's interviewing dismissed jurors. I mean, none of this should
Why
be
is that? Why is that? If they're dismissed.
Well, because the thing is,
interview a witness has been dismissed.
First of all,
I've interviewed lawyers 5 minutes before their closing argument, Al.
That's a good point. Okay, but this woman is getting up there and accusing somebody of lying
in
the jury room.
Like Vinnie just.
How is this going to play? I
mean, witnesses should not be intimidated. I mean, this guy Turtleboy is taking things way, way, way out of control. And it's ridiculous that he's interviewing dismissed jurors.
Why is that?
I mean, none of this should
Why
be
is that?
done.
Why is that?
Vinnie, thank
They're dismissed.
Well, because the thing is,
first interview a witness who's been dismissed.
He's pissed.
I've interviewed lawyers 5 minutes before their closing argument, Al.
That's a good point. Okay, but this woman is getting up there and accusing somebody of lying in the jury room. Okay, and how do we know she's telling the truth? And how do we know she's not being, she's just because.
Oh, it's my fault because I don't know if she's telling the truth. I interview somebody. It's like, so it's the interviewer's fault if you think the interviewee is lying. That's the interviewer's fault.
Well,
you're saying,
Aidan, I got to tell you, buddy, if you are not putting your source's hand on a Bible before they give you an interview, dude, then you're not doing your job, dude.
I also didn't identify who this juror was or who the juror she's talking about was. So nobody got like doxed here until Grant Smith Ellis came along and posted this woman's name. Did you see that? This woman didn't ask for her first and last name to be put out there. Grant goes and does it fucking himself. He's like, I'm just going to fucking put this woman's name out there. Like, what the fuck? Okay. Like,
she likes the fanfare she's getting and the attention she's getting.
But what if she is telling the truth? What if she is telling the truth? How much of a problem is that?
Maybe there was a second gunman at the grassy knoll.
What?
I mean, these conspiracy theories get a little out of touch reality.
Read a document,
believe what you want to
dickhead.
believe.
What
But I mean, I do find it hard to believe that anyone in Massachusetts has not heard of this case. I mean, it is. I mean, it's just. It's a sensational.
Darnell, if you
And I
listen
mean,
closely, he hasn't answered the question, Darnell. He hasn't answered the question, which was, who gets the advantage? Like, if you know about all of this happening, is there an advantage one way or the other? Or it's person to person, knowing that all these people have been showing up for pre-trial hearings with the free Karen Reed, signs and posters and shirts.
Newsflash, Al is the police, as we say down south, but I'm in South Bronx. But so Al can't answer that question because he doesn't want to shed a bad light on his fellow comrades. But
the cops are very well liked in Dedham, Massachusetts, so I can tell you that as Natalie said, there's not going to be a lot of people that's going to be sympathetic with her with regards to
Natalie would do it for us. Natalie, do it for us, please.
Now we have 10 seconds. Break the tie.
In my 10 seconds, you're allowed to know about the case. You just can't be prejudiced by knowing about the case. So
bingo,
they'll be all right.
Up next. In tonight's Tank Takes.
Yeah, so there we go. So I thought that was a cool segment to end it. Dude, Vinny loves me, huh? I love Vinny too. Vinny's great. There's some good commentating. I got to get Megyn Kelly on my side too. Megyn Kelly, he went on Megyn Kelly and had good things to say. Did you see this clip?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's good.
This is my first time seeing that clip too. I usually go over the court TV stuff too, but I hadn't gotten to that one yet.
Play this clip.
It's a murder trial in Massachusetts, and this
no, I haven't seen this.
Cameras is just getting underway. Vinny, you guys, I'm sure, are going to be all over it at Court TV. Outline what it's about for us.
Well, there's Karen Reed is dating a Boston police officer, Officer John O'Keefe. They go out for a night of drinking in Boston, but it's a cold night and there's a storm that's coming. So they meet a bunch of friends at the bars where they're kind of bar hopping around. And there's an after party at one of the officers' homes. So when they're done at the bar, Karen gets behind the wheel, John O'Keefe gets in the car, and they drive to that friend's house. And this is where the story, one of two things happens, depending upon whether you believe the prosecution or defense. According to the prosecution, John O'Keefe gets out of the car. They're having some sort of an argument, and Karen Reed, while she's doing a K-turn to kind of turn around and head back where she came from because she decided not to go to that party, purposely runs over her boyfriend, John O'Keefe, and leaves him on the front lawn of that home in the cold to die. That's what the prosecution says. What the defense says happened is that Karen Reed dropped him off. He went inside the house. Something happened in the house. There was a confrontation. There was a fight. He was beaten up. He was attacked by the dog, and they dragged his body out onto the front lawn, and they framed Karen Reed for murder by taking pieces of her broken tail light and putting it on his body. So those are the two versions of what happened. So it's either murder, according to the prosecution, or she's being framed and it's a police conspiracy cover-up from the defense perspective. And in the middle is she was drunk and accidentally hit him, but she's not charged with that and she's not admitting that, although that was the original charge against her before they upped it to murder after they found some voicemail messages that were left and they tested her backup camera and found that it was working. So based upon that, the prosecution believes it's murder. But that's just half the story. That's just half the story. The other story is what's happening outside the courthouse.
Yes.
Because this case was picked up by a local, he's on YouTube. He's a former teacher. Yeah. And he picked this up. His name is Turtleboy.
His name.
And he has all these followers who are called Turtle Riders. Megyn, turtle riders.
He goes, oh, guys.
And a couple hundred of them have been showing up at every hearing, protesting the charges against Karen Reed, carrying free Karen Reed signs and believing that there's a police conspiracy here. So this has completely divided the town. And right now we're in jury selection, and it's not moving as quickly as the jury selection for the most famous man on the planet.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I love Megyn Kelly. And so my man, Vinnie Politan, is telling Megyn Kelly, like, check out this dude Turtleboy and the Turtle Riders. Dude, don't forget about the Riders. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was funny because I remember not very long ago, maybe even as short as a month ago, there were people who were just like, we're not going to talk about Turtleboy, just focus on the Karen Reed. What? No. They're connected. They're connected.
Yeah.
If you want to at least entertain the possibility that there's corruption in Norfolk County, then you have to follow the Turtleboy case along with the Karen Reed and John O'Keefe case. You absolutely have to.
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell the story of Karen Reed without telling the story.
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore.
We're intertwined. By the way, thanks for the $10 cash app from Jeffrey Zemla. He says, Mr. Mello, can we see the other end of your tube? I know it's probably connected to nothing. And then $10 here from Gary and says, love Will's Tom Waits t-shirt. Who's Tom Waits?
He's a singer, songwriter, actor, just a brilliant guy. So I'm a fan.
All right.
But yeah, I there's not one song that I could tell you, oh, you know that song, but you kind of have to be a fan to.
Okay, gotcha. And I do love, Vinny did go out of his way there not to call me a blogger. I thought that was pretty cool.
You have seen him in movies, though. You would recognize if you saw Mystery Men. He was in Mystery Men, and he was Renfield in Bram Stoker's Dracula in the 90s. The guy that was eating bugs that was Tom Waits.
Okay,
if you know that movie, but yeah, if he's been in movies, but never like a starring role. He's usually like a supporting actor or whatever. But
10-4, gotcha. All right, guys. So anyway, if you guys have any questions for Will or I, go ahead, or else we'll call it a night in the chat. If anyone has any questions, let me know. We wrote the Wire theme song. Now you got my attention. So thank you.
Oh yeah, he did. I don't know if he wrote. I know that certain seasons he was performing it. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, definitely. If you're familiar with the show The Wire, the beginning, I know that he performed at least one season of the theme song. But I don't remember exactly.
Okay. Yeah, Wire's my greatest show ever. Easy.
Great show.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, dude, I would love to go on Megyn Kelly's show. I love Megyn Kelly. So, I mean, if she goes to the dark side and she's pro McAlbert, that's going to break my fucking heart.
No. See, this is the thing. Remember predictions? So what's going to happen, and it's happening now, and I've been calling this, and you've even been calling it, like, the more information that comes out in this case, the people that have been quiet and afraid to touch this, now that these things are coming out, you're going to see a lot more people going, oh, is there a conspiracy? People who are afraid to even touch that because they're afraid of being construed as not being supportive of the police or anything like that. That's all going to go away because there is now supposedly evidence that the FBI even has uncovered. So these people are going to start feeling more safe. You're seeing it happen now. You see Vinnie shift. Vinnie shifted pretty much.
What I think is going to happen is that, like, these people, like, it's right now, it's like people, the average person out there who hasn't been following this is just like, who am I going to side with? The police and the district attorney's office, or some guy called Turtleboy who's being charged with 11,000 counts of witness intimidation, right? So I get why people who haven't read about this go, oh, well, I'm going to go with them because these other people sound crazy. But once they hear the testimony in court, and once it starts getting like on the record, and it's not me saying it anymore, it's happening in fucking court. The witnesses themselves are saying it. That's when you're going to start seeing a shift, I think. So, like, this is the worst thing they could have done is take this shit to trial. I don't know what they're thinking. Like,
yeah, it's insane.
Do you think they think they're going to get a conviction?
No. I mean, I just, this is why where you came in was so important. I think that it would have been very possible to get a conviction, because who knows what level of corruption that corruption could influence moving forward in the trial. But now that there's so many eyes on this case, I don't think that the bold, brazen attempts to convict Karen Reed in these dirty attempts to do so are they're not going to be as, they're going to be more obvious now. Very easy to if everybody's watching, it's not going to be so easy for them to do that. So
like, I think John O'Keefe's family thinks they're going to get a conviction out of this, and I think that they're going to be let down. Like, but I don't think the Commonwealth has any intention of convicting her. They know they can't do it. They know it. But they just lie to his family, and they're like, we're going to try our best. And then they're going to blame me and Alan Jackson when this fails. They'll just blame us.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time we spoke on my show, you mentioned that you expected this. They don't expect to get a conviction.
No.
And the whole idea is that this narrative go around that it's like Casey Anthony, that the guilty person got away with it. And that's what they're aiming for. But the problem is that Karen Reed's defense is doing such a good job, and thank goodness that the U.S. Attorney's Office got involved and is now investigating the investigators and is now investigating the Norfolk County DA's office, because that's going to add more credibility to your investigations and what you've uncovered. So all of this stuff is going to basically come to a head as far as
it's going to be good for the brand. I'll tell you that much. This trial does not hurt my brand.
Oh yeah. I expect Megyn Kelly will eventually have you on your show. Anybody who's covering this case down the road, if they haven't reached out to you for an interview or a spot on their show, I guarantee you it would be foolish of them to not have you on there. At this point, considering how much you've uncovered and how much noise you've made, and the fact that the majority of people out there that are protesting credit you for providing them with the information that has inspired them to go out there and hold signs up and protest in support of Karen Reed.
For sure.
So
yeah. Yeah, in season 2 of The Wire, yeah, a lot of people have gotten into it because I compared how D'Angelo Barksdale dies in that to Sandra Birchmore. It's like a failed suicide. So glad I could inspire you to watch that there. Megyn Kelly isn't stupid. She sees it for what it is. Absolutely. Somebody else asked me how they think the hearing is going to go on Friday. I have no way of knowing. All I know is Pomerol is I think he's a much fairer judge than McCollum. I just hope he sees through the bullshit. Like, I need a judge who can see through the bullshit of, if you have restraining orders on 5 different men and you've gotten 5 men assaulted for assault and battery, and you've, sent multiple men to jail for revoking, for you seek men out who you have orders on. Like, I just hope the judge is just like, wait a minute, this doesn't smell right here. Like, this is not, we erred in giving this order out. But will they again, that would require one judge overturning another, and I just don't know if they're going to do that, Okay.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with why your case is taking so long, because there's always a different judge, so that's kind of weird. And so that, like I said on my show earlier today, that you've got a new judge. So this judge doesn't want to be that person holding the ball and go, okay, well, I don't want anybody saying that I didn't do my job and I wasn't thorough. And that's probably why he's giving Ken Mello some grace as to the May 8th deadline to provide that discovery. So, yeah. And yes, the title is satire, Matt, whatever your name was. If Ken Mello is smart enough to be a lawyer, so am I. So is my dumbass.
So that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just All right, guys. Anyone else have any questions before we call it a night? I didn't really catch up on a lot of the comments there. But yeah. All right. All right. Yeah, this guy doesn't like you, Matt Robinson, apparently. You calm down, guys. Be nice. Be nice. We all like to glare around here. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So we are going to call it a night. Thank you, Will, for joining us.
It's my pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
And,
Seriously.
you doing a stream tomorrow? Are you going to be talking about
Oh, yeah. Like I'll probably be live every single day until this trial is over. So yeah, I mean, I plan on definitely covering this trial as much as possible. So
Awesome.
Hopefully you could still be out there. And because I'm looking forward to your coverage of everything too, obviously, because it's
see how Friday
because of
goes.
you that everybody knows about this. So
all right, people. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for all the donos and everything. And we will see you guys all for the next episode of Turtle Boy Live on Saturday. We'll see the sex cult people in the Turtle Club on Thursday. Peace, Turtle Riders.